Hey guys, Zomb Phox here. Now it should be working. It wasn't starting properly, but it should be working now. So yes, I did not know for sure if I was going to stream this weekend, any game this weekend, and as you can tell, we are doing one. Now the Broncos Bills is the one in my community members exclusive video I said was the one I was like looking forward to the least. So ironic we're doing this one, but yeah. So, this is the game that I personally had as the one most poised for a blowout for obvious reasons. The rookie quarterback against a defensive minded head coach with a quarterback that, whether you think he should or shouldn't, is going to probably win MVP or come in second for that award. So, yeah, I mean, you can argue if he should win it. I don't know if I would give him MVP, but yeah. So, now let's just automatically pull up the question that I think I know what everybody's going to answer, but who knows? Maybe somebody is going to put something pretty whack here. So let's put Bills Broncos. Who wins? Zom, how can you be a Panthers fan and not a Bills fan? North Carolina. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is being from NC and being the team that I watched. You know, Cam was my guy. Loved watching him play for us. And then he got the shoulder injury courtesy of TJ Watt, and it all went downhill from there. And the franchise still has yet to recover from that. Which is kind of amazing how few Panthers fans really talk about the fact that the franchise, it wasn't when Tepper became the owner. It was when Cam got hit by TJ Watt. That's when the franchise just snapped the fingers, went downhill. Because Cam obliterated his shoulder, played through it, played like trash, ended up screwing over the team. Then he got the foot injury the next year, just wasn't good. Thank you for the cut. I got this last week. It was about 4 months into my last one, so yeah. See Kicksurface here, I see Norman's here, G-Man's going to be here a little later. But yeah, I mean, this should be, we'll see. The polls come up whenever it is finished, and it should be continuously putting up. It's kind of weird how the YouTube polls work, but it'll show whenever it finishes, and I think it is going to show like at the top or something. Right now, it is currently 100% for the Bills. So, Mole, yeah, so Mole saw it because he was a community member. My NFL bracket is already busted. And I don't mean like, oh, one of my teams already lost. I mean the team I picked to win the Super Bowl already got bounced. So I am a hardcore Notre Dame fan for the next 2 weeks because I need some redemption for my CFP bracket. Yeah, I know Norman's a big Ohio State fan, but I picked Notre Dame to win it all. I've got to hope that they do it because then that makes me feel okay about the Chargers doing like absolute trash. I will put up a poll for the other games, probably like closer to when this game's about to start or during halftime. I will put up polls for at least one of the other games. Yeah, I mean, we had a decent amount of big moves. We had the Marcus Sims signing to the Panthers this past week, but aside from that and Mike Rose returning, there really wasn't a ton of big moves. We did see a couple of them, like I said. We saw Marcus Sims, Mike Rose returning, but not a ton of other stuff. I will say, I was talking to Mole about this like yesterday. The amount of people defending Justin Herbert is unfathomable. Like, I get it. The 4 interceptions were not all on him. Most of them were. And he still threw 4 interceptions. Justin Hurts was so... Again, I'm reading Hurts mid as I'm saying Justin Herbert. Herbert did not play that well last night. It was just Ladd McConkey doing everything. And Herbert, I've said this before and I'll say it again. When a team blows a huge lead, no matter what, the most blame has to fall on the quarterback. I've said this before. It's why I give Matt Ryan at least 30% blame for the Super Bowl loss. The quarterback at the end of the day has control over their team. Herbert led that choke job against the Jaguars when he made the playoffs the first time, and now he just threw 4 interceptions in a game this time. Herbert is quickly becoming the worst quarterback that's in the, a good to great quarterback that sucks in the playoffs. In other words, he's becoming Dak Prescott, a guy who does everything in the regular season, makes people get hype, and then disappears when it matters. Not good. Joe Burrow clears him by a mile. Panthers need a wide receiver 1. PFF, brutal on mid-Leggett. Yeah, I think that the Panthers... I think we all know that And yeah, he did pick the Houston to beat them because I was talking to him on Instagram before that. He did pick them to beat them, but Bills will beat Bills, true. But I mean, yeah, the Panthers. I think that yeah, the Herbert glaze really is crazy. The amount of people who just defend him for anything is wild, and it's because of the whole Brandon Staley thing, right? Brandon Staley was such an unlikable and hateable coach that everything that should have been thrown towards Herbert got thrown to him instead. So yeah, but Justin Herbert, man, it is what it is. But the Panthers, everybody on Reddit keeps talking about we need Abdul Carter. He ain't falling to us. We are not getting Abdul Carter, and that's the number one guy we need. It's going to be interesting to see what the Panthers do in the offseason. Leggett was not great this past season. He made a lot of drops. Jalen Coker, I think a lot of Panthers fans agree was better than Leggett, despite playing less and being a UDFA. Panthers need an edge rusher in the first round. I think that's what they should get, is at least a pass rusher of some sort. That's what I would say. Panthers need a backup RB, cut Miles. I mean, having to rely on Brooks being healthy, I mean, now that's like back-to-back years where he's had a big injury, so you kind of screwed yourselves there. So another running back, I could see that in like the second or third round. Now, in terms of, you think Herbert playing like Josh Allen, how they describe him, that is so true, bro. Like, I've talked about this before, right? Interceptions are an interception stat because, yes, tipped balls can be caught, but at the same token, guys can drop passes. Herbert did not play good. His ass should be getting flamed on Twitter, and instead it's everybody else, except Harbaugh, because everybody knows it ain't his fault they lost. Unless you blame the dirty bubble from the Nickelodeon broadcast, like everybody was talking about on Twitter. Yeah, my picks for these games are Bills, Eagles, Commies, and I think I did pick the Rams to beat the Vikings, yeah. Those are what I picked. I think the Commies do get it done. I think we see one rookie QB make at least somewhat of a run. And aside from that, I think the Vikings, I just don't trust them. It's Stafford versus Darnold. You have a top 7 QB in the league versus Sam Darnold. Come on. The Panthers' defense is just so rough. I said very early on, and you can watch my live streams and you'll see what I'm talking about. With the Carolina Panthers, I was initially one of the guys who kept saying that Canales was overrated as hell. Everybody was giving him so much credit for doing nothing. Then when everybody started turning on him, saying he was a terrible coach, I was starting to say I love that guy and he's a great coach. And I still believe he's a really damn good coach. He's going to be really solid for this team, so yeah. Hey, this is my Desmond Ridder Falcons jersey. I don't have a Raiders jersey of his or a Cardinals jersey yet. I've been wearing the same jersey every stream, so I've got my Ridder jersey on. Go Bearcats. Yikes what happened, but yeah. I agree. Canales was a really good coach this year. I think that the decision to bench Bryce proved to be a really good one. Ever since he came back, he looked much better. I'm still not sold on him being the franchise QB. We need to see what he does in year 3. I would not give him an extension yet, obviously, but we'll see what happens. Definitely earned enough to be the starter next year. But considering the fact that we can't even really get a quarterback anyway, it doesn't really matter, but yeah. Now, again, so far, the results of the poll is still 100% Bills. Not surprised at all. Pretty clear they should win this. I did not post this yet. Okay, so let me post that on X. A Cooper DeJean 42 jersey is wild. All right, let's go over here. But yeah, Myles Garrett. I know they're talking about what's going to happen to Myles Garrett because of the Browns situation and them wanting to move. That's definitely a big question. I mean, getting him would be huge for the team, obviously, but it's a matter of how much he's going to get. I mean, if the Rams are willing to give up 2 first rounds for Brian Burns a couple years ago, Myles Garrett legit might be 3 first rounders, and we ain't giving that up. So we'll see. Yeah, Thielen was great, but having to rely on him as the number 1 receiver for the team is definitely not good. So, interesting to see how that ends up playing out. We'll see. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a big question there. Now, the Bills are 7.5-point favorites. I'm kind of shocked the spread isn't more, if I'm going to be honest. I kind of would have expected them to be 10-point favorites. So, it's going to be interesting. Now, in terms of this game, right, in terms of the Broncos and Bills, I think everybody kind of agrees the Broncos really shouldn't be here, and it's a big question mark of if the Bills choke, because the Bills do choke in the playoffs a lot historically. They've done it, back in 2017, they, couldn't even score like 10 against the Jaguars defense. Then, of course, they choked against Kansas City, allowing the prevent defense 13 seconds left. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening, because this is a game the Bills could definitely choke, but they should win this by like 20. Vrabel will be the head coach of the Patriots. He probably will be. I think that, Mayo got the job because of Belichick, and the team just didn't care about him, let him walk, and are going to try and get Vrabel in there. And I get it. If you're Vrabel, this is where you played and all that, but I feel like there's other places he could go where he's a better fit than New England. It's just kind of how I view it, but we'll see. Oh, he was hired this morning? I believe I remember hearing something about that, but I didn't remember 100%. Let me see. Vrabel. I do see. Okay. It's gonna be interesting. I just have a feeling there's places he could have gone where it would have been better. Honestly, that's just kind of how I feel about it. I feel like there's places he could have gone that would have been better for him. So, yeah. I don't know what it is just with Vrabel and the Patriots. The Patriots are one of those teams where it's like they have one good player in Drake May on offense, and then that's like basically it. Well, I say one. Ramondre Stevenson is a dog, but like they basically are like very inept talent-wise on offense. The team still can't draft receivers, but yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Is DJ Smoot playing? I would assume he is. I can't see it. Let me see. Let's see. Who's in, who's out? It does look like he is playing. Vrabel be a failed D coach mid. Okay, I disagree with that. Vrabel is a really good coach. The fact is he got screwed over in Tennessee. He did really great with that team, and the proof is what Brian Callahan did this season. If I'm Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, I am praying I don't get drafted by him because of Callahan, but at the same token, you go to the Browns, so it sucks either way, but yeah, we'll see. So the game is about to start, so we will close the poll in a little bit. Again, we have the poll going on for who do you think is going to win, the Bills or the Broncos. I have the Bills winning this game. I picked them in my bracket, which so far is 1 of 1. The Ravens was correct. Chargers was not. Now, as for the Bills-Broncos, my prediction in this game is that the Bills should win by about 20. But what probably will happen is this game is going to be closer than it should be because the Bills are going to implode on themselves like they almost always do, make this game closer than it should be, and almost lose. Dude made a Ryan Tannehill lead team to the 1 seed. Yeah, it's really crazy to think how good that team was with Ryan Tannehill. And then even the last year he was there, I mean, they were like one game out of the playoffs with like Josh Dobbs and like, what was it, like rookie Will Levis or Malik Willis. I mean, it was like awful quarterback play and they still nearly made it to the playoffs. Yeah, I just don't know how I feel about him going back to New England. Bills do have home field advantage. Again, this just shouldn't be a game, but it probably will be. Again, the Broncos, this is a young team. Talent-wise is probably the second or third least talented team in the playoffs. Most people agree the Commies overall are the least talented team in the playoffs. They're pretty much just, like 3 guys on offense and then a defense that's just Dan Quinn. But the Broncos are around with the Steelers for talent-wise. Steelers are also carried by high-end talent, but the Broncos limped into the playoffs. They got 1 win at the end of the season against literal backups in the Chiefs, and so aside from that, the Broncos have not played well heading into the playoffs. They've played like trash, lost every big game that mattered, and then the one game that mattered that they won doesn't even count because, again, it was against the Carson Wentz-led Chiefs. So this will be interesting. We'll see who ends up pulling off the W. We're about to get off to kickoff. going to end the poll here. Again, we'll probably put up a poll for the next game at halftime or something. So, yeah, all 6 people voted for the Bills. Not too shocked. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see how this ends up going. It'll be interesting. Now, of course, we do have one spring football player in this game. That's, a big name. DeAndre Tillman has been great for this team this year, and he is playing today, if I remember correctly. He's become, like, a mainstay on the team since, he's put up, like, great stats the last few games he's played. Yeah, against KC, he had only a tackle, but he's had, like, 3 sacks in the last 4 games, so I'm pretty sure he is playing today. I wouldn't imagine why he wouldn't be. So, get to see him play, former Birmingham Stallion player, champion, 2-time champion, that is. So, yeah. And actually 3-time champion since he was a part of the UFL team, but yeah. Yeah, Tillman's been really good. He had, like, insane debut, and then whenever he became more of a mainstay, he just continued to be a really, really good guy. Yeah, Jalen Redmond on the Vikings, he also was like that. Had a really big, debut, had a couple other really solid games. Spring football players did really well this season in the NFL, especially from the USFL, UFL, and XFL and all that. So, it's been a really solid one, though, so far. And then, of course, you've got your special teams guys, Daniel Wellen, the 5 kickers, with, granted, Younghoe Koo not playing that well this year, but still have 5 kickers that were starting in this league, or in the NFL this year from spring football. So that was really cool to see. And we got 2 All-Pros with Turpin and Aubrey. So, yeah. Good old Josh Allen. Guy helped carry me to the fantasy championship, and then it was over. We did not get the W, but we got there. Shouldn't have gotten there, but we did. So we take those. Sometimes you got to be happy to make it to a championship game. I say that as a Mets fan who lost in the NLCS, a Mavs fan who lost in the NBA Finals. Sometimes you got to be happy you got there. Since you could always be a Jaguars, Texans, or a Lions fan that never even gets to the Super Bowl. Who knows? Maybe it's their year for one of them. The real-life Spider-Man, bro. Good old Josh Allen. Again, the MVP race, I've said it before, I honestly don't think Lamar or Allen should win MVP. Lamar's entire argument is that his stats weren't that good last year in a year where nobody played that well, and he won it. And so since his stats are better, he should win it this year. I said it before, I think Saquon overall should have gotten it above them, but if you're going to give it to a quarterback, even though he missed the playoffs, I think Burrow deserved it more than either of them. Burrow had 1 defender. His defense was 1 player, and they still nearly made it to the playoffs. But you know what? It's going to go to Lamar Allen. It is what it is. So we're going to be kicking off the ball. The Broncos will be getting the ball first. Again, against this Bills team, you want to put up points. The Bills have been able to put up those 30-point games time after time again. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially since this is a playoff game. We'll see. Chase Claypool to the UFL. Oh, man, I forgot about him. The good old Steelers, no matter what they do, they always get a diva wide receiver. You had Brown, then you had Juju, then you had Johnson, Claypool, now Pickens. It's great. I agree. Lamar winning MVP last year kind of hurts because it's like the feel-good MVP because statistically Dak was better. But, like, bro, if they had given Dak MVP last year, that would have just been a travesty. Bo Nix is lined up under center with 1 man behind him. Bit of motion from right to left. Hands off the ball on first down for about a 5-yard gain. Going to be about 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line. The good old Sean Payton Broncos team. Crazy to think how the Broncos and Russell Wilson both made the playoffs this year after essentially both blamed each other. I think that's hilarious. Really is great. Marvin Mims has been really good this year. I forgot he ended up being an All-Pro. I think it was like All-Pro 2nd team if I remember correctly. Or something like that. Bo Nix is in shotgun with 1 man to his left in the backfield with him. Bit of motion behind him. Snaps the ball. Hands off again, this time on 2nd down. And he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose about 4 of the yards he gained. Going to be about 3rd and 9. Not a great play there. Yeah, that was just really bad blocking up front. Very terrible defense right there. Or very terrible pass rush block by the Broncos. Just yikes. Even then, very Odd play call there, 2nd and 5. You already gained 5 yards doing a play where you start 5 yards back, basically. It's just not... I've talked about it before. It's just sometimes coaches overthink things and it doesn't work for them. 3rd and 8. Bo Nix is in shotgun by himself, though he has some motion behind him. Now in front of him. Ball gets snapped at 0 seconds left. Bo throws over the middle. It is going to be caught at about the 50-yard line for a first down. First down Broncos at about the 50, maybe 49-yard line. I don't know, Jim. Oh, my God. Good old Jim Nance, Tony Romo combo. Tony Romo, man. I mean, remember like 4 years ago, everybody loved him, said he was the best commentator, and everybody just jokes about him. It's great. Bo is in shotgun. He hands off the ball on first down. A 5-yard gain, about maybe 6 yards. It's going to be about 2nd and 4 or 2nd and 3 for the Buffalo Bills at about the 44-yard line. Decent first drive so far. I mean, there's only been a few plays, but they're already past midfield. At least get some points on the board. Again, if you're against this Bills team, you want to keep scoring, since you know the Bills can score pretty much every drive if Allen is playing good. Bo Nix is going to be in shotgun again with one man to his left. Drops back to throw. Looks over the middle. Throws a deep shot to the middle of the field. It is going to be caught for a touchdown. Broncos touchdown. Huge play by Bo Nix. That's about a 44, 45-yard touchdown pass to Troy Franklin. Huge play right there. Absolutely burnt the Bills secondary. As Super Bowl Bills just said, Bills secondary stinks. That was bad. Yeah, that championship game where he called like play after play that the Patriots made was unbelievable that Tony Romo did that year. And it was like all downhill from there. Man, that was really poor covering. I mean, he just torched 2 guys. Broncos already up 6-0 with 12.5 minutes left in the first quarter. The extra point is up, and it is good. 7-0 Broncos over Bills. What a game. We're already off to a hot start here. Again, if you're the Broncos, like I said, you want to keep scoring because this Bills team is going to be able to put up a bunch of points. I mean, if they're able to get to a quick lead, who knows what could happen here. What a start for the Broncos. That's wild. Man, the Bills just allowing that deep touchdown is crazy. You know, since we're here again, and we're kind of, in a commercial break already, let's see. Who should win MVP? Add option, add option. There we go. Supposed to be a good microphone. Cap. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so there is the poll I just put up on who should win MVP. Again, my honest pick would be not Allen or Lamar. I think that both Barkley and Burrow deserve it more, but let's see what you guys think. So far, we got 2 votes for Allen, 1 vote for Lamar, and 1 vote for Saquon. Let's see. Again, I think that the MVP is definitely it is a quarterback award. Let's call it like it is, okay? Saquon would have broken the rushing record if he had played in Week 17. And just because he didn't, he's not going to win MVP? Like, come on. Saquon was really, really good this year. I mean, he was a huge reason the Eagles were as good as they were. CJ Stroud for MVP. I don't know about that one. But yeah, I mean, Saquon, what he did this year for the Eagles, I mean, Jalen Hurts, nobody really is believing in him anymore because he hasn't been all that great this year. and yet they're still winning because of Saquon. You know what I mean? Like, hard to go against that. Bills are going to return the kickoff to the 25, to the 30, and it's going to be tackled at about the 33-yard line. So they gain about 3 yards extra from what they would normally. Decent play right there. Now, 1st and 10 for the Bills. I mean, that was a real gut punch if you're a Bills fan, or if you're the Bills getting a touchdown thrown on you deep like that. Now you have to respond. Again, it's very early in the game, but you do not want to give the Broncos a lot of, hope, because the big thing was that they did play backups, but they played very dominant football against the Chiefs. You do not want them to keep playing that way against your actual starters if you're the Bills. Pass is thrown over the middle. It is going to be about a 20-yard gain to Khalil Shakur. Very solid pass to coverage. Just a great throw, great catch by Shakur. They are almost at midfield already for the Bills. Man, if this ends up being like a shootout, that would be hilarious. They go to Buffalo Bills, led by their second-team All-Pro quarterback, Josh Allen. I believe he was second-team All-Pro, if I remember correctly. So they are going to be starting at their 48-yard line. Josh is under center with one man deep behind him, and he hands off the ball on 1st down. Cook is going to this sideline. He gets about 10 yards, 15, about 16, 17-ish yards on the 1st down rush. This is very good for the Bills. Just going deep, deep, deep. That's 2 really solid 10-plus yard plays right off the bat. He's 6'5" millionaire. Yeah, good old Josh Allen. I love those memes, bro. The good old Ghetto Rock memes talking about that, but yeah. Good old James Cook. Really solid play this time. Bro's been underrated this year. I mean, I believe he led the entire league in rushing touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, at like 17. Just really solid season for him. Allen is under center again with one man behind him, and he's going to hand off the ball again. Cook gets about 5-6 yards on the 1st down rush. They might even give him 7 with forward progress there. We'll see. I will say, you know what I'd really love to see? Last night, the Ravens, they were running the ball, and it was working, and they just kept running it. They did like 13 of 13 plays, all rushes for a touchdown. I hate when coaches overthink. That was brilliant coaching, just hammering it down their throats. If it's working, you keep doing it. It's something so many coaches don't understand. If what you're doing is working, keep doing it. Josh Allen is in shotgun with one man with him. There's a quick screen out to Shakur, who gets the 1st down and then about 3 more yards. Again, 1st down for the Bills. Yeah, if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm really happy. That was a really, really good win overall against the Steelers. A team they usually struggle with. They really didn't. Yes, the Steelers had a couple chances to get back into the game, but they never really had a chance to take the lead. Solid game for the Ravens, but of course the Ravens need to win another playoff game. The whole jokes about Allen, I mean, Lamar's going to have more MVPs than playoff wins, or now he's going to be tied again or something like that. I want to get that out. Allen is in shotgun again with one man in the backfield with him to his left. Drops back to throw, looks over to his right, throws to the right. It's going to be caught out of bounds for about a 6-yard gain by the Bills. Looking like it might be a 7-7 game already. Looking pretty damn solid so far. Definitely not what everybody was expecting. So far in the poll, we got 2 people for Saquon, 2 for Allen, 1 for Lamar, 0 for Burrow. Again, MVP poll is active. If you haven't already, make sure to like the stream, as we are, always trying to break our like record as well as subscribe. So if you haven't already, we're getting close to 1,000. Now let's see what the Bills do here in 2nd and 5. Allen moves up to under center with one man behind him. Everybody bunched up in the line of scrimmage, aside from one receiver to the right. Hands off the ball on 2nd down. Cook cuts to the left, and he gets about 3 yards. Going to be about 3rd and 2 for the Buffalo Bills here. I will say, I don't know what I'm going to do when I do the UFL streams, if I'm going to go back to using streaming. Because the thing that sucked about streaming is you're always a bit delayed, but at the same time, I can put my camera or my, phone like right next to my camera, so I'm like looking straight instead of having to turn my head and look at my TV over there. I don't know yet. Allen is in shotgun with one man with him in the backfield. And he hands off the ball, and it is going to be... They might give him 1st down and forward progress, or they're going to just stop him just short of it. And if they do stop it just short, I would go for it. I've always said this, if it's half a yard or less, you go for it on 4th down, no matter where you are on the field. If you can't get half a yard, you don't deserve to win the game. And they are going to go for it. They are half a yard away. They're going for it. They're just going to push Allen. And he gets like 3 yards on it. I mean, that wasn't even close. First down, Buffalo. Again, this is what you should do. They didn't even question it. They just went for it like they should. Half a yard, you've got Josh Allen at QB. Huge QB. You got to go for it. %46-71%. Oh my God. Allen is going to be in shotgun with James Cook in the backfield with him. Snaps the ball. Hands off the ball. Cook gets about 3 yards. 2nd and 7-ish for the Bills. They are able to get a first down at about the 1 yard line. So they don't need a touchdown before, having to score on 4th down or anything. So that does definitely help them out. We'll see if they can get it. Halfway through the first quarter already, and it's about to be 7-7 more than likely, pending if the Bills are able to score a touchdown here, which they probably will. Unless Allen throws an awful interception. Allen is in shotgun by himself. Definitely going to be a throw or QB draw. Drops back to pass. And he's moving. He's moving out to his right. Throws a pass, and it is incomplete. That looked to be a touchdown to Dawson Knox, but just a bit of a miss right there. Incomplete pass. Let's see the replay if that was more on Knox or on Allen. Because that definitely should have been a touchdown right there. Knox was uncovered in the end zone. Allen scrambles, moves out to his right, and he throws it. That's more on Allen. Allen kind of threw it a bit too. Knox was having to stop to catch that instead of Allen throwing it in stride. That's a throw that's more on Allen than it is on Knox. Though Knox could have caught that if he had stopped earlier, but that's not really on him. That was a bit of a missed throw by Allen. 3rd and 7, Allen is in shotgun. Drops back to throw once again. Quickly throws deep in the end zone, and he throws it way too high. Incomplete pass. The Bills are going to have to kick a field goal here. Those are 2 back-to-back throws that were not great. Now, the second one, I kind of get it. That was just a quick go for the end zone shot, but he threw it way too high. That one to Knox was definitely just a bad throw, though. So the Bills will have to kick a field goal here, making it 7-3. If you're the Broncos, you're really happy with this. If you score another touchdown here, you can get a huge 14-3 lead early on. It would be great for you. But, of course, we got to see if Bass makes the kick first. This is a 26-yard field goal. If he misses this, he should be cut like that. And he makes it. So it is 7-3, Broncos over Bills with just over 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Again, Allen with a couple of bad throws to end that drive. Looked really solid for that whole drive up until they got to the red zone. Having to do the 4th conversion, or the 4th down conversion. Again, super easy conversion. They easily got it, but having to do it itself was pretty bad. And then, of course, those 2 throws were not great. So, yeah, Broncos are looking pretty good right now. Again, I will keep this poll up for a little bit longer. Who should win MVP this year? Again, my vote would probably be for Saquon, followed by Burrow, followed by Lamar, and Allen 4th. I honestly don't think Allen should win it. I mean, he kind of just... the whole MVP argument for him is basically the Rams game, for being honest, right? He had like 6 touchdowns that game, and that's pretty much like the whole argument for him, his stats for that game. But, it's like Tony Romo said, Allen hasn't won MVP yet. They're probably going to give it to him instead of Lamar, even though Lamar beats him in like every major category pretty much. Granted, I get stats on everything. Allen, didn't play with great receivers, as what we said before the season. But granted, Saquon was the best player on an Eagles team where he was supposed to be like the 3rd best player on offense. So, is what it is. Saquon's going to get screwed over. And hell, he might not even win OPOY because of Jamar Chase getting the Triple Crown, for being honest. Though, probably will go to Saquon, and then Chase will get screwed over. But, is what it is. I went with Saquon winning MVP. I mean, I agree. I think that he deserves it of the 4. If Burrow had made the playoffs, I wouldn't have been against him winning it. But when you talk about the fact that Saquon led the Eagles to that 2 seed and was the best player on that team, I think he deserves it. I would definitely agree with Trevor Norman. I think Saquon should get MVP, but he won't. Though he will more than likely get OPOY. I don't know what the odds are for OPOY, but I would assume they're pretty in favor of him. NFL OPOY odds. Yeah, Saquon, pending on the sports book, is anywhere from -1,700 to -10,000. Then with Chase at +1,000 or +2,500. That's pretty whack. But I mean, Chase got the Triple Crown, but it wasn't like a dominant Triple Crown like, let's say, the one that, Cooper Kupp had a couple years ago. That was a dominant Triple Crown. Chase got it, but it wasn't like he was hitting some obscene numbers kind of deal. Just kind of, the beneficiary of not incredible seasons by other top receivers and him being on a team that had to throw the whole time because their defense did nothing. The Bills are about to kick off. The score is 7-3 with 7 minutes and 7 seconds left. Broncos do have the lead thanks to that huge Bo Nix to Troy Franklin pass. Going to be interesting to see what they can do on this drive, if they can keep this scoring up. Again, they had a dominant performance against the Kansas City Chiefs, so we'll see what happens. Why do you think Bo Nix had so much success this season? Honestly, it's because he had experience. He may be a rookie, but the dude played forever in college. Like, it's the joke, right? He played against Justin Herbert in college, and this was like Herbert's like 4th or 5th year in the league. 21, 22, 23, 24. 4th year in the league. And he played him in college. Like, Bo Nix has had a lot of experience, so in terms of being pro-ready, he was easily the most pro-ready of the quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels just had a ton of talent, and was able to use that and learn quickly. But Nix was just a pro-ready quarterback, and that's a huge reason why he had so much success. Bo Nix fakes the handoff. He's rolling out to his left, and he throws a quick little screen check down for about a 2-yard gain, maybe 1 yard, depending with the forward progress they give him. But yeah, Sean Payton got a quarterback he wanted instead of being stuck with Russ, and Nix is somebody who was able to actually bounce off Sean really well. Like, that screaming match they had that one time showed how much of a good quarterback Bo Nix is, in all honesty. Not too surprised he had a ton of success this year. So, even though I didn't have him highly rated, I'm not surprised he was this good. I just expected other guys to be better than him. Bo Nix is in shotgun with one man to his left. Hands off the ball on 2nd down. It is going to be about a 2-yard gain again, about 3rd and 6 for the Broncos. You would want a first down here for obvious reasons. The Bills, if they didn't kind of fumble those 2 passes, would have tied the game up. But there is a player down for the Buffalo Bills right now. Medical staff is coming out. This would be a huge blow for the Bills, losing another defender. Ooh, yeah, that's a bad stinger right there in the head. That would be bad for the Bills' defense. The Bills' defense has already not been playing all that great the past few weeks, mainly earlier today, allowing that deep Troy Franklin touchdown. Losing another member of your secondary, not good. So, we'll see. All right, so let's close the poll here. Again, most people did end up voting for either Allen or Saquon. Again, not too shocked. Lamar should get it over Allen, if I'm being honest. It comes to a point where when you compare him, you're like, Lamar was hitting stuff that's never been done before. But whereas Josh Allen, if he wins it, it's because the run against the Chiefs and the fantasy QB record. That's it. That's Josh Allen's real argument. Because yes, there's the wide receiver argument, but let's not get it twisted. It's not like Lamar's throwing to the best receivers in the league, okay? Mark Andrews had a pretty down year for the most part. Zay Flowers has been okay. Very much like an Xavier Legette, a lot of promise, but hasn't necessarily delivered on it. So, granted, Lamar had Derrick Henry, which helped out a ton. I've talked about it before. Henry adds like an extra 3 dimensions to the offense. But James Cook had a dominant year for the Bills. So, in terms of that, Lamar should get it over Allen, but Saquon should get it over both of them. And he's not. Which sucks, but yeah. Because let's see, while we're in commercial break, MVP odds for the NFL. Let's see, because I know they've been kind of changing. Okay, no. Most people still have Allen as the favorite, but like slight favorite. Like we're talking minus 250 to 470, which is anything but a lock. I mean, like, Joe Flacco's comeback player of the year odds are pretty deep, and when he ended up pulling off the W, but yeah. But yeah, overall numbers this season, Lamar had less interceptions, did get sacked more, but had way more passing touchdowns, had a better completion percentage by a decent amount, more passing yards by a pretty wide margin, better passer rating by a wide margin, similar QBR, far more rushing yards, far more yards per carry. Did have a lot less rushing touchdowns, but total touchdowns still beat him by about like 4. And yeah, let's see, because then the All-Pro teams came out, Allen became, yeah, I mean, it should be Lamar. Will it? We'll see. We've got a couple weeks to find out who gets MVP and all that, but yeah. Then I don't even remember who the DPOY favorite is. I mean, I know there's been a lot of guys that have a lot of arguments for it, but yeah. Johnson is going to the blue tent after the injury, probably checking for a concussion. Bo Nix, 3rd and 6 for the Broncos. Time to see if they believe enough to actually get this first down. 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first quarter. Bo Nix is going to be under center. Or nope, he is in shotgun with one man to his right. Bit of motion from right to left. And is going to be snapped. Bo Nix drops back to throw. He's rolling out to his right. He's running. He's going to... Ooh, and he goes out of bounds. He looked like he was about to stop to try and throw it. Ended up not doing it. Kind of just stopped moving and got pushed out of bounds. Going to be 4th and 6. They will be having to punt this ball away. Very awkward play right there by Bo Nix. That is a little bit of a rookie mistake. He really was trying to go for it. Ended up just not. Yeah. PS2 DPOY. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Daniels. Versus Defensive Rookie of the Year, comeback, Burrow. And Coach of the Year, O'Connell. Coach of the Year is a tough one because there's a lot of guys you could argue it for. And the Bills are going to return the punt up to the 15 and go out of bounds at about the 15. Coach of the Year probably will go to him, though you could argue Campbell should get it. The fact is that defense literally is like full of backups. Then Jim Harbaugh for the turnaround he pulled off. O'Connell probably will win it, but I honestly think Harbaugh deserves it more. He turned that Chargers team around insanely quick. Defensive Rookie of the Year is going to be Verse. I mean, that was pretty obvious. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I think that Brock Bowers should have gotten more of a case for it than he did, but it's going to go to Daniels, and deservedly so. Daniels had a really good year this year, but I would like it to go to Brock Bowers for what he did this season, breaking the rookie tight end record, hitting that stupid receptions mark where he broke that record as well. I mean, he damn near got the triple crown of rookie receiving records in a season, which is wild. I don't know. Think he should have a case, especially since he had, Aiden O'Connell, Ritter, and Gardner Minshew throwing to him. Yeah. Wouldn't be against co-offensive player of the year either with Saquon and Chase, but we'll see. Josh Allen's going to be at the 19-yard line. He's going to be in shotgun with one man to his right and one behind him. He fakes a handoff. He's rolling up through the middle, and he's going to throw in the middle for about a 7-yard gain, going to be about 3rd and 3, or 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4 for the Buffalo Bills. This Slime Time Nickelodeon, the good old Nickelodeon games. I still can't believe that's a yearly game now. Or like a yearly thing for the playoffs, having the Nick game. The Dirty Bubble taking Jim Harbaugh away cost that team the win. If you know, you know. 2nd and 3 for the Bills. Allen is going to be under center with one man deep behind him. Ball is snapped. He's going to pitch it to the backfield. Going to be a first down and then about another 7-8 yards. Going to be first down at about the 37-yard line. It's so funny. Oh my god. Let's see what's being posted on here. Anything? Notifications. And not really. Just showing Saquon and all that. Trying to show me college hoops on my timeline? Bro, ain't nobody care about regular season college basketball. That sport is almost as pointless as regular season baseball. And Cook gets the first down rush, and he gets about 7 yards. He keeps going. First down. He's still on his feet. 15. Still on his feet. Almost a 20-yard rush, and he legit got carried for about 10 of them. That was wild. Great play. Just keep moving your feet. Never go down. 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills after that crazy James Cook run. That's wild. He just had his offensive lineman pulling him. Guys pulling him back. Never stop moving. What a great play. That's football. That's playoff football right there. Allen hands off the ball to him once again, and he gets about 4 yards on the first down carry. There is a flag on the field, though. Haven't really seen much of those today, which is a good thing. Not many flags. This might be the first one. And they pick up the flag, so no flag anyway. This is great. No flags, just 2 teams playing. You love to see it. 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Bills have the ball at 2nd and 7 past midfield. Let's see if they can pull off this lead. Allen is going to be lined up in shotgun with James Cook right there with him to his left in the backfield. Sends Cook out far to the left. And there is a flag now. Looks like it might be false start. Yep, false start on the Bills. Tried to do a lot. Didn't really need to. Ended up doing too much. And Cook got hit with a false start penalty. .6 penalties a game this season for the Bills. Just showing the stat line right there. Now it is 2nd and 12 at the 49-yard line of the Broncos territory. So, not where you want to be. They got to get at least 10 yards to make like a long field goal a legit possibility. But if they get that, they might as well go for it. Who knows what they do. Allen is about at the 40-yard line in his own territory. He's running to his right. He's running. He's going to run for it. He gets about 5-10 yards, and he goes out of bounds just 10 yards shy. So it's going to be about 2nd and 3. Maybe they give him 2nd and 2 there. Really solid run. That's what Bo Nix was trying to do and ended up not doing. And that shows the difference in Bo Nix, who is a regular pocket passer, and Josh Allen, who can run. Solid play by Allen right there. Saw the open field and just ran for it. Got decent yardage. Makes this a very manageable 3rd down now. Now, depending on what you want to do for your Bills, honestly, I wouldn't be against just QB sneaking it twice or doing like a halfback dive or something. You're at 3rd and 3. If you get about 1.5 yards, 2 yards, you're able to go for it on 4th down, and you should easily get that with Allen and this team. Allen is going to be lined up. He's going to hand off the ball and fake it. He's going to get about 7 yards on the carry, 1st down. Yeah, that was as easy a predictable run as you could. They were going to go for it on 4th down. They already did it once. They're going to do it again. If you're the Bills and you're at 3rd and 3, you should just run it, because 2 runs, you should get a 1st down no matter what. When you have Cook and Allen as your 2 main runners, you should get a 1st down every time on 3rd and 3. Even 3rd and 4, you really should. So really solid play right there. Do a read option. Catch the defense off guard. Get a solid 1st down. 1.5 left in the first quarter. Allen is lined up under center with 1 man behind him. Doing some motion. Fakes the handoff. And just throws it to the ground. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 now for the Bills. Another play, didn't work out, kind of just died pretty quickly. Not great. Now let's see, 2nd and 10 for the Buffalo Bills here. With 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the game. Seven seconds left in the play clock. 5 left. Allen is in shotgun with 1 man to his right. Drops back to throw. Throws it over the middle. Is going to be caught by Cook for about a 7-yard gain. Maybe a 6-yard gain, depending on where they give him for price. And that was not Cook, my apologies. About a 6-yard gain. They're going to call it a 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5. Now this is a bit weird, because at 3rd and 5, you can't necessarily just run it twice and get a 1st down. You actually have to, do some legit thinking here. Do you play action? Do you just do a normal throw? Wouldn't be too shocked if they do a deep shot and just kick a long field goal, honestly, here. But odds are they're probably going to do a play action, just do a little slant over the middle and try to get it there. So let's see. Allen is in shotgun with 1 man to his right. Some motion for the tight end. He drops back to throw. And he throws it quick over the middle and is going to be a 1st down. About 1 yard extra, maybe 2 yards extra. They're within easy field goal range. And they need a touchdown, though, so we'll see. Again, when you're at this, 3rd and 5 for the Bills is kind of weird, because at 3rd and 3, like I said, 3rd and 4, you should just be running for it. But 3rd and 5, you do have to throw it. Really solid play right there. Just have him do a quick little curl, and it worked. Now, they are going to eat up the rest of the first quarter clock. We are heading into the second quarter with the Broncos leading 7-3. So if the Broncos do, or when they probably get eliminated, they can at least say, we held a lead for a whole quarter of the game, pretty much. Because, at least there's that. Could always be worse, you know what I mean? Man, I just saw that play on Twitter. They just posted it, that one with James Cook running for it. That really was a wild one. No, let's see here. Now, as for this right now of the Bills, obviously the Bills do need to get this touchdown here. Again, getting 2 field goals, you're going to give a lot of confidence to the Broncos defense, which you already have given them some with that first stop. So it's one of those things where, like, yes, obviously you always want to score, always want to stop them, but in this case, it really is a big deal to do that. Because, again, the Broncos are riding high off that win over the Chiefs, which, again, was a very unearned victory. It was against backups. But if you're able to keep that confidence up and keep that whole mentality up, it's always a huge thing, right? Momentum is something that is a very big deal in sports, and so many people always underappreciate it, right? If you're a hockey fan, you know about all about how momentum works, about how just being hot can get you so much. Remember, the Broncos won that game like 38-0. Bo Nix had an unbelievable game. They absolutely hammered the Chiefs' offense. And so far, they've been able to do that to an extent in this game. Again, the Broncos have been able to hold the Bills in the red zone to a field goal despite them being such a good red zone team. The Broncos did have the one deep touchdown. If they're able to stop them here, it would be huge. The Bills need to score here. If they score here, it could pretty much end the game in a lot of ways, force them to kind of be in that mentality of maybe we're not able to win this game. Whereas right now, you're a Broncos fan, you're pretty happy. But we'll see. Go to Uber Eats commercials. Oh my god. It's just wild. I don't know which is more wild. The fact we have an Amazon Prime playoff game or the fact we have Monday Night Playoff football. Which, man, I've said it before, that Vikings-Ram game, the 2 primetime games are going to be really good. The Commies-Bucks and the Vikings-Rams should be really good games. Packers-Eagles, you never know with Jordan Love, but Commies-Bucks, Vikings-Rams should both be really good games. And that Vikings-Rams game, I could see whoever wins that game going to the conference championship game pending on who they play in the second round. You know, obviously, if the Rams or Vikings win, it all depends on the other one, but yeah. Will Levis, oh my god, the good old Mayo ads, gotta love him. Will Levis, he's gonna, you know, he got his bag from the Mayo commercials. I would be happy if I was him. 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills here. Allen is in shotgun. He hands off the ball to James Cook, who gets about 4 or 5 yards on the play. Solid play right there for the Bills. Again, they are within about 15 yards from the end zone. Let's see what they would do here. Again, the Broncos should stop them here, but the Bills at 2nd and 5, wouldn't be shocked they just keep running it, keep pounding the ball down the Broncos' throat. It's been working for the most part. I would just keep doing it at this point. So we'll see. 2nd and 5 for the Bills. 15 seconds left in the play clock. Down to 12. Allen is under center with 1 man behind him. And he does hand off the ball again to James Cook, who gets about 2 yards. 3rd and 3. Now, this is where it's kind of interesting. He just ran the ball 2 straight times in that little sequence on the first down play. Again, throwing it is a bit risky because at 3rd and 3, you can just run the ball twice and you should get it. They are taking Cook out for now. Again, I would still run it. Again, with Allen, you need to get just 3 yards. If you throw it here and you throw an incomplete pass, you're pretty much forced to kick it because 3rd and 3 is a bit too much to try and do the QB sneak. Even though you could get it, it's a bit risky. Allen is in shotgun. They're probably going to throw it here or do a play action. So let's see. With 1 man to his right, 2 receivers out wide to his left, and then 1 more to his left. They call a timeout with 2 seconds left in the play clock. Bills burning one of their timeouts already is not good at all. 7-3 still is the score for the Broncos. Yeah, running the ball here, I think, is the smart play. Again, it's the simple, tried and true method. Yes, you did just kind of get stopped, but you still gained about 2 yards in that last play. If you throw it here and throw an incomplete pass, you kind of screw yourself over. If you run it here and you get about 2 yards or even just 1.5 yards, you're going to go for it on 4th down. You're deep enough in their territory to where you're not going to feel too bad about turning the ball over. And if you run it here, you're going to be close enough to where you can realistically get it by doing the QB rush or a play action or a read option, but we'll see. Josh is lined up in shotgun, and he is going to run out to his left, and he does get the 1st down and then some more. He gets tackled at about the 5-yard line. Again, it's the simple, solid play you have to do. You have to run it. There's no reason not to run it on 3rd down. Did I love doing it in shotgun? Not necessarily, but considering the last time you did it under center, it didn't work. It makes sense there. First down, Bills, 5 yards away from the end zone. Josh Allen, I love all these weird stats. 25 TDs passing, 10 rushing, through fewer than 10 interceptions, just a random AF stat that nobody cares about. Allen hands off the ball on first down to Cook, who gets about 5 yards for the touchdown. It is going to be 9-3 before the extra point for the Buffalo Bills over the Denver Broncos. Bills lead this game. Again, if you can't stop the run, you just better run it. I mean, it's that simple. The Broncos really had one okay stop on that whole drive on the run play, and that was still a 2-yard gain. I mean, that's a touchdown clear as day for James Cook. Bills have the lead, and let's see if they can kick this extra point to make it 10-7. James Cook, that is his 17th touchdown. That puts him second if you include the postseason for the NFL this season. Bass is ready to kick the extra point. The ball is snapped. Kick is up, and he makes it. It is 10-7 Bills over Broncos. This is what you need if you're the Bills, man. You just take that lead, and if you can just keep this, it's over. I mean, it's as simple as that. You're running the ball insanely effectively, so if you can just keep doing that, you're going to be able to milk the clock every time you get the ball. If you can get these drives to being 6+ minute, hell, even 8+ minute drives, would be huge. And it's not like the Broncos have shown they can stop it yet. And if you're the Broncos, man, I don't really know what you're going to do here. You're just going to need a touchdown. Especially since the Bills do get the ball back at halftime, which is the most important thing to remember. The Broncos did get the ball first, so yes. I mean, the game is close to a degree. It all depends on what the Broncos do in this drive. Because if the Broncos end up eating about 3.5 minutes on this drive and don't get a touchdown, it is very possible the Bills could eat out about 8-ish minutes to get this huge lead or something that they take into the halftime. And then they get the ball at half. So, we'll see. It's going to be interesting for sure. But, I mean, it's the Bills. The Bills can choke pretty much any lead with Josh Allen. Allen has had those games where he'll just, kind of choke games that he really shouldn't. But, yeah. I forgot that's today, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the Super Cup final is today for Real Madrid. Yeah, it is. They're playing Barcelona at 2. Well, I might be able to catch the end of that game. Good old Madrid and Barcelona. Madrid should win that game, hopefully, even though they're continuously choking away the La Liga standings. I mean, they should have easily won so many games. Having 6 draws/losses is kind of pathetic for Madrid. But you know what? It's not like Barcelona's done all that well either, so yeah. Can the Broncos respond? They can. Will they? I don't know about that. It's just... Again, the Broncos were, I thought, the weakest team that made the playoffs. I thought they were the weakest. I said it in my thing. I understand that, technically speaking, the Commies, in a lot of ways, have less overall talent, most people would say. But the Broncos, they had a couple great defenders, PS2, Bonito, and their offense, Bo Nix, some rookies. But overall, I just thought it really wasn't that close. I thought the Commies were a more talented team. If I'm playing the Commies, I'm more scared than I'm playing the Broncos. Just because it comes down to who was the better quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Who was the best receiver, Terry McLaurin. Best defender would go to probably PS2, but coach is somewhat debatable now. Peyton still has to kind of prove just how good he is, so, kind of is what it is. Over here, just checking out some stuff over here. Packers-Eagles is the next game. Honestly, that's the one I really like. That's the most forgettable matchup. That's very much like the Ohio State-Tennessee game from the first round of the playoffs of college football. That's the game I think most people just do not really care about at all, one way or the other. On paper, it's not the most interesting matchup. Yes, they had that good game the first week of the season when Love got injured and all that. But overall, it's just... If I was going to not watch a game, I would probably rather not watch that one than even this one, even though I thought this was going to be a total blowout. It's just that I have, like, no real interest in either team, if I'm being honest. Like, I love what Saquon did this year, but I don't know. I'm just looking forward to the night games. There's going to be a good one. That Commies-Buccaneers game is going to be really good. That's going to be a fun one to watch. And I'm completely fine with either team winning because they're both very likable teams. But I'm hoping the Commanders get the W. Bo Nix is under center with 2 men behind him. Some motion as well. Nix hands off the ball and fakes the pitch. Going to be about a 7 to 8 yard gain depending on where they give him the forward progress on the first down rush. Again, with the Bills being able to just completely run the ball just insanely effectively, if you're the Broncos, you need to make every drive count because it's going to be very possible this is going to be one of those games where the Bills in every single drive eat up 6+ minutes of game clock to where you're not going to get that many opportunities to score. So you need to score pretty much every time you get the ball, or at least almost every time, because that's what the Bills have done so far and the Broncos have not. Nix is under center once again, this time with 1 man fully behind him. And he does the quick little handoff on the end around and is going to be about a first down, maybe 1 or 2 yards extra, but first down is what matters for the Broncos. Goes out of bounds, 12 minutes, 16 seconds left in the game clock for the second quarter. Again, the Broncos, like I said before, riding off a huge high of that 38-0 win over the Chiefs backups, playing a real team now in the Bills starters. So far, I've done a decent job on offense. Defense has been pretty pitiful. They got lucky that Allen threw a couple bad passes in the red zone, and then they just allowed the Bills to just run through them. Let's see here. Nix is in shotgun with 1 man to his right. Fakes the handoff, drops back to throw. Steps up, throws deep over the middle, is going to be tipped and incomplete. That was a drop. That was right in, I believe that was Courtland Sutton's hands, and he just dropped it. Yes, that was Sutton. That was just a terrible drop. That was right in his hands. Could have been intercepted if the ball was tipped to a different area. Bad throw. Or bad catch. They're showing the replay. That was a solid throw by Nix. Like, could Nix have placed it somewhat better? Sure, but as the rule of thumb, if the ball hits both your hands and it's not like your hands are fully stretched out, you should catch that. His hands were not fully stretched out. They hit his hands, should have caught that, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Broncos. Looks like it's going to be a screen to the left. And nope, it's going to be handoff down the middle for about a 1 to 2 yard gain. Decent design play, but executed pretty poorly. 3rd and 8 for the Denver Broncos. Again, you need a first down here. If you have to punt the ball and the Bills score again, it's over. So let's see what they do here. 15 seconds left on the play clock. Down to 10. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Nix is in shotgun with 1 man to his left. Snaps the ball at 0. Drops back to throw. Rolls out to his right. Throws it deep to the right. It is going to be incomplete and nearly intercepted. Not a great throw. Just pretty bad sequence right there for the Broncos. They're going to have to punt the ball here. And this is where the game could pretty much get out of hand completely. The Bills, it is very possible the Bills will get this ball and just run the ball, eat up over 6 minutes of game clock, score a touchdown, and the Broncos will be probably screwed there. Especially since, again, you got to remember the Broncos do not get the ball at halftime. The Bills are getting the ball at halftime, so this could get very ugly very quickly and become that 20-point blowout that I kind of expected it to. They're going to fake the punt, and he's going to throw it out to his left. It's going to be caught for a first down. The fake punt is good. Marvin Mims Jr. does catch the ball at the 40-yard line. Now, that is a good fake right there. It is good, and the Broncos do get the first down off it. It's the playoffs. You got to do some trickery. That's the kind of play call you do when you know your defense ain't going to stop them. You got to do that. That was a solid play. Mims he got by himself. Pass was a bit questionable, but he got it. Yeah, that was definitely a great play. I agree with that, Mole. That was a super cool play right there. See, that was very similar to the pass Courtland Sutton dropped. You know, it was high, but not high enough to where it's uncatchable, and he made the catch. Great play by Mims. Nix is in shotgun with 2 men, right, 1 to his left, 1 to his right, and 1 behind him. Hands off the ball, cuts to the other side, and he's still up. He gets about 6.5 yards, going to be about 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3 for the Broncos. And they're doing, of course, they're doing a flashback to the play in the Super Bowl with the Saints doing the surprise onside kick. Of course they are. One of the most classic plays in Super Bowl history right there. Second and 4 for the Broncos. 9.5 minutes left. They are within field goal range now. Do not want to take a sack here. Nix is in shotgun. He does a quick screen out to the right, and they basically get sacked. They lose about 2 yards on the play. Not a great play call right there. Now it's going to be 3rd and 7. Again, if you're the Broncos, you are still in field goal range. It's a long field goal, but you're still in it. You know, field goal does tie the game up. You want a touchdown, but you'll take a field goal here, tie the game up. If you're the Broncos, that was a bad play call. You don't want to do something that's going to lose you yardage when you're already in long field goal range. So, yeah. 3rd and 7 is their average yards to go on 3rd down to 7 yards. That's not good. Nix is in shotgun. One man to his right. Ball is snapped. Nix drops back, looks over the middle. He throws a deep shot to the left, and it is incomplete. He was getting tackled as he threw it. The throw was awful because of that. 4th and 7, they're going to have to kick a field goal here. Going to be a long kick, but you got to do it. And if you miss it, yikes. They missed this field goal, this game could be over. That was just bad play. That was bad. Oh, are they punting this? Wow, they're punting. They're not even going to go for the long kick. Yeah, you know, those 3 yards that you kind of lost would have really helped you. This is a very questionable decision. The punt is up, and it is going to be touchdown at the 1. So a really good punt, but again, kind of scared play calling right there. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's 3rd and long. I mean, that was done on 2nd down. You do not do a screen pass behind the line of scrimmage when you're already in very long field goal range. You lost 3 yards. If you had those, you probably do kick it there. Instead, you don't kick it. So you just cost yourself arguably 3 points with that play call. I mean, it's like I said, sometimes it's just the simple plays that matter, right? Doing screen plays behind the line of scrimmage when you're in long field goal range, and it's not like you're doing like some huge like, oh, we're on 3rd and 20, we're just going to get 10 yards back, which is what the whole point of those screen plays are. You're at 2nd and 5. That was a bad play call. They should have either ran it or done a quick slant over the middle, doing something that has been somewhat working. Instead, they end up punting it, so now your fake punt essentially meant nothing. If anything, your fake punt actually hurt you, because the Bills' last drive were able to just continuously run the ball, eat up clock. Now you're giving them the ball at the 1 yard line. So not only are you giving the ball at the 1 yard line, but now you're allowing them to just keep running the ball. It is very possible the Bills eat up the entire time up until the 2-minute warning and force the Broncos to use timeouts and still score a field goal or a touchdown and then get the ball at half. Broncos need to stop quick, because if they don't, this could get really bad this quarter. Because if the Bills are able to somehow take a 17-10 lead or 17-7 lead into the half, game's pretty much over there because the Bills get the ball at halftime. And if they score again, you're talking about a 24-7 lead against this Broncos team. It's over from there. So not looking too good for the Broncos. As for people who are fans of the channel, I do have my schedule ranking video for the UFL hardest or easiest to hardest schedule. I was going to post it Friday, but then the All-Pro team came out, so I pushed it back. Currently, it is scheduled for Monday. Is it possible it gets pushed back to Friday? Admittedly, yes, depending on if we end up getting some like big performances in the playoffs by UFL players. I will probably push it back again. But it will be coming out this week. My 2025 State of the Channel video is already made and also will be posted this week, so be on the lookout for that. So we've got 2 videos that are already scheduled for this upcoming week, or I guess this week since we're on Sunday. So be on the lookout for those again. Tomorrow's video will either be, it will probably be it, considering the fact that Redmond wouldn't even play since the game's tomorrow night. So should be tomorrow, the UFL schedule ranking video, and then like Wednesday-ish is going to be when I do the State of the Channel video. I think I have a schedule for Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that as well. God, YouTube changed how their like comment section works on dashboard and all that, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Like, it's not like it's a terrible change, but definitely not great. It's just, I don't know what it is, but I'm not a huge fan of it. 10-7 for the Bills over the Broncos. 1st and 10 at the 1-yard line for the Bills. Let's see if they can continue this. The last drive, they were able to just keep running the ball. Let's see if they can keep that up. Allen is under center, obviously. And let's see. It's either going to be a false start or a encroachment or offsides. Both teams are blaming the other one. Let's see. Again, if it's a false start, it's not too big a deal. You only get like halfway back. You're going to lose like a few inches, but yeah. False start on the offense. Smart play by the defenders. I mean, that was a good play right there. Remember, it's not a penalty to move as a defender. Obviously, you're on defense. You just can't go over the line of scrimmage. So a couple of them ended up kind of faking a move forward. And then obviously the offensive lineman pointed, but they never actually broke any rules. So instead they screwed themselves over. That's good coaching. Good play by the defenders. Even if it wasn't intentional, that was a good play by them. So the Bills lose a few inches. Going to be 1st and 10 still at a little closer to the end zone. Allen is under center again with one man behind him. And he hands off the ball. Gets out to the left, and he just broke it for about like 8-yard gain right there. Insanely good play. And this is what I was saying. If you're the Broncos, you are very worried about this. The Bills just diced you up running the ball. Running the ball eats up so much clock. They're just going to keep doing it. There's no reason for them not to if it keeps working. It's like the Ravens last night. If running the ball works, you keep doing it. You only do a play-action pass when you really need to, or you really just want to kind of mess with your opponent. What you want to do is just keep running it. 2nd and 1. Could do a play-action deep shot here just because 2nd and 1, but they're probably going to run it here. Yep, they hand off the ball to Cook, who looks like they're going to probably give it to him, but they might stop him a bit short. One of the refs looks like he's going to stop him really short. Yeah, it's going to be about 3rd and 1. Again, you're probably just going to QB sneak it here with Allen. He's just going to get it really easily. Yep, they're just quickly lining up. It looks like they're about to do the tush push again. 3rd and 1 with Allen should be a free one. Yep, he moves to the left, and he gets it. Not even an issue. So, 1st down for the Bills. Again, they already ate up a minute of game clock. Again, this is what happens when you're a team that can run the ball against a team that cannot stop the run. As well, when you have the lead, I mean, it's why I would have kicked the field goal, because this was going to happen either way. Like, sometimes you just have to admit our defense is not doing a good job. It's the Dan Campbell theorem, right? Dan Campbell calls plays like his defense is always going to allow a touchdown. So, that's why the offense is so good. Allen is in shotgun with Cook to his left. And he fakes the handoff, doesn't play action, and he's going to throw it quick to the left for a screen pass. And he's going to go out of bounds at about the 20. Questionable decision to go out of bounds there. It stops the clock for a bit. That's the one thing I really would say was a bad thing there. He should have just kneeled it. Granted, you still end up, eating out the clock, but you lose a couple of seconds there. Still a solid play call. Make sure you keep the clock running. You want to get this to be the last drive of the half. If you pull that off, it's over. This is a really good Bills team right here. This is what the Bills need to do every week, and they can win the Super Bowl if they do this every week. It's not always about having Josh Allen play hero ball. It's about just winning the game. And they're playing like they want to win the game, not that they want a stat pad. Hand off the ball again, this time on 2nd down. He is going to gain about 2 yards, going to be about 3rd and 2. Again, this is an automatic 1st down. You run it twice, it's a 1st down. So they should run it here. They're actually going to call it 3rd and 1. This is really like 3rd and really long one, but yeah. And the Broncos do lose a defender, at least for now. They just showed that. So the Broncos defense is taking another hit, which already sucks considering they haven't already been doing a good job, and it's going to get even harder to do. 5.5 minutes left. That is about 3 minutes of game time that the Bills have eaten up already. The rush defense in the regular season, 96 yards a game. Yeah, this is not good for them. Allen fakes the handoff. He's rolling out to his right, and he's going to run for the 1st down and get it. Again, this is what makes this Bills team so scary. When you have a guy like Allen who can do that, he can either throw it deep, because when you do the play action, you're like, oh crap, he's going to throw it. Your defender covers with the guy that's running the route to the right, but then you lose the guy that's going to cover Allen if he runs to the right. And so it's a 1st down for the Bills. Great play call. Clock keeps moving. Under 5 minutes left. This is just textbook football right here. Cook is to Allen's right. He is in shotgun again. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the half. Allen drops back to throw, and he throws it quick out to the right. It is caught out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Just smart play calling right here. Quick pass, make it a completion. Don't go for a deep shot. Keep the clock moving. This is beautiful football right here. This is a great drive. This is textbook football right here. This is what I love to see. Not overthinking, not trying to, outsmart your opponent, just win. If your team beats them in the line of scrimmage, the running backs beat the linebackers / quarterback, it's over. Just keep using it. Allen is under center. They're probably going to hand off the ball to Cook here. Yep, they pitch the ball off to Cook, who gets about 4 yards and the first down, and he is down at about the 39-yard line. They're still not even past midfield, and they've already eaten up 4 minutes of clock. This is a beautiful drive. This is even better than that Ravens 13-13 drive last night. Again, now the Bills, they still have 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning, so it's not like they don't have time to get a touchdown. But if you're the Bills, you just want to score before half because you get the ball at the half. So worst case scenario, you kick a field goal, score a touchdown next, your next drive in the second half, and you're up 20-7. And Cook gets they're probably going to give him about 2 yards on forward progress, maybe only a yard. 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. It's the first time in a while the Broncos have actually made a good defensive play. So, not looking too good for him. This is just, 3 minutes left in the half. This is just wild. 5-minute-and-a-half drive, and they're not even at midfield. This is what I mean. Punting was a terrible decision by Sean Payton. Allen is in shotgun with a man to his left. Wouldn't be shocked if he runs it himself or just does a quick pass over the middle. There is a flag. Going to be false start. Now that's bad. That is a huge break for the Broncos because now the Bills are going to be more than likely forced to throw it here. Now that you're at 2nd and 12. That was first down. They probably still would have run it. But now that you're at 2nd and 12, you're more so forced to throw it here. So, it's a tough one. I don't know, man. That false start on that, the Chiefs do that every single week. I don't remember what his name is, but the dude does like every single play. That's about the same he does it. Yep, Allen is in shotgun. He's got receivers out. He is going to throw it. He's looking over the middle, and he gets sacked. That is a big sack. That is about a 9-yard loss for the Bills. Allen got there. Just a huge play for him. It's 3rd down. And it looks like the Broncos probably called that timeout to make it 2 minutes and 18 seconds left to get the ball back. Zach Allen got the huge sack there. He just absolutely blew past his man. Allen got sacked. Again, that was a huge break and then a huge play for the Broncos right there. Still haven't showed who called the timeout. I would assume it was Denver, but they're not showing who called it. But it was probably Denver. Yeah, if you're Buffalo right there, that's bad. Because now you're going to give the Broncos time to kick a field goal or score a touchdown. Because they're going to have 2 minutes left. They're going to have 2 timeouts to work with. And that's bad. Because you wanted to score and then go to halftime having a much bigger lead than you already do. And then you get the ball after the half. But this time, you could end up going into halftime being down or tied, which is not what you wanted. So, bit of a yikes moment for the Bills right there. Took a very manageable 2nd and 8, turned it to a 2nd and 15, and now you're at 3rd and 21. And the worst part is, you really need to keep this clock moving, because if you throw an incompletion, you're going to give the Broncos an extra timeout courtesy of the 2-minute warning. So you're kind of forced to run it unless you want to do a really risky deep shot. Motion in front of Allen. Allen is going to throw it. He throws it over the middle to keep the clock moving, and he gets about 10-ish, 15-ish yards, but still nowhere near a first down. They're going to have to punt it here. So, yeah, I don't know what they called that timeout for or what that was, but, yeah, the Broncos are going to have 3 timeouts with 2 minutes to work with. Now, they're going to be about, 155-ish, depending on if he returns it or not. But with about 1:50 left, they're going to have 3 timeouts. That's more than enough time to get into field goal range and even score a touchdown. Huge plays right there for the Broncos. That was a huge sack, and of course that terrible false start penalty really hurt the Bills. That was looking to be a great drive, but in the end, didn't work out too well. Yeah, wild. Showing some of this wild stuff is wild. Let's see what people are talking about on here, if anyone's talking about it. Man, the Eric Stahl collection. I want to go to that game. Like, I know it's. I'm pretty sure I remember looking up tickets to that game tonight, and it's like pretty expensive to go to the Eric Stahl jersey retirement game. So I'd love to go for it. It would be really cool, but yeah, commemorative box is 180 bucks. Holy Jesus! Like, yeah, that was signed maybe, but just a regular box. I don't know about that. Let's see. Hurricanes tickets. StubHub. Let's see what they've got for this game. Ducks at Carolina. 2 tickets. Oh, wow. That's actually pretty affordable. Like 30 bucks each. I mean, plus fees would be like more like 50 each, but that's not bad, honestly. And I'm pretty sure it's tonight is the Hurricanes, is the Eric Stahl retirement. Eric Stahl jersey retirement. Oh my god, I just... Yikes. Ahead of this game, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just reading this whole thing. Jersey retirement starts at 3:30. Okay. $3:30. Wow. That is pretty early. Early to the game, presented by fans. Doors open at 3 p.m. Festival start at 3:30. Officially inducted to the Hall of Fame. Damn, dude, if I had known about that, I would have gone to that. I did not think tickets were that cheap. I thought they were more expensive than that. Because they were more expensive than that. That is actually, that actually infuriates me. I wish I could have gone to that. It's too late for me to really do that, because I'd have to literally like leave in about like 20 minutes to get there by 3:30. Bills punt the ball. And it is going to be fair caught at about the 15. And he gets hit while doing that. I guess he didn't fair catch it, so... Yeah, I guess they didn't see the wave. I thought he waved, but yeah. Okay, yeah, I never did it, but yeah. Damn, that really aggravates me. I didn't think tickets were going to be that cheap. They're like 35 bucks to get. Like, naturally, they're like 300 seats in like the sides, but that's not bad for a jersey retirement game. Get there, you know, at 3-ish, a little earlier. Try to get the exclusive bobblehead for the retirement thing. Yikes. Maybe next time. Maybe the next jersey that gets retired. Who knows who would it be, but yeah. Bills need to lock in for the Texans' sake. We do not want to play for the Ravens. Yeah, Texans-Ravens is not going to be good if that ends up happening. I mean... Broncos get a big penalty right there. Lose about 7 yards right there. Yeah. The Hurricanes. Good old Eric Stahl. Great, legendary Hurricane player. Shame I can't go. Yeah, Broncos need to score here. If this Broncos don't score here, it's over. Like it's pretty much over, because the Bills gonna get the ball at the half, and then it's gonna be hard to recover from that if that ends up happening. I mean, it's kind of that simple. Bro, some of these ads are so bad. They really are. Man, I gotta move my chair, do my legs. It's just Doing a lot of work this week in terms of like stuff around the house, stuff for videos and editing and all that. Like the amount of work I've done since I got back from vacation. Like I've been trying to finish up this room. I know I've talked about it in the past about, you know, work I'm doing in here. You know, I got almost everything framed. I need to get the thing for the ball. I need to get like two other things framed. I have no idea where they're getting hung up because there's like no room in here. But there's a lot of stuff I've been cleaning up. I mean, I'm getting close to finishing here, but maybe by the end of like March it'll be like pretty much done. Because like there's a lot of stuff over like in that direction that needs to get cleaned, and there's stuff behind me that needs to. So I've already gotten a decent amount of like, there's like 3 shelves that have a bunch of stuff on it. It needs to be like fully cleaned. It takes like a long time to do it. And I got like one of the shelves like 75% done, so we're getting there. StubHub. $28 for row H, bro. That's not bad at all. $44 at 304. Dude, those are great seats. Oh, man. Dude, if I just looked this up last night, I would have gone. Because those are really not bad. Like, row G, H, you know, like that's like row 10-ish, right in the middle, center ice. That's not bad. Those are really good seats. I wonder, 1 ticket. I hate when they don't sell 1 tickets. That's really aggravating. Row N, nothing close. Okay, so we're just not getting any close seats with 1 ticket. Okay. 1st and 10 for the Denver Broncos here. They have 1:52 to work with, 2 timeouts. Let's see what they pull off here. Bo Nix gets the snap. He drops back to throw. Throws a little check down over the middle, but he ends up tripping as he catches it. Instead of getting a first down, he gets stopped about 3 yards short of the first down. Second and 3 for the Broncos. They drop back to throw once again. Bo runs out to his right. It is caught, and he goes out of bounds just shy of the first down. They should not give it to him there. It looks like he was just shy. Not good. I'm kind of shocked the Bills are not calling a timeout here. Like, I kind of get it. I kind of don't. I mean, it's 3rd and 1. They're going to probably go for it on 4th down. But, I mean, if you stop them here and force them to punt, you'd get the ball back with over a minute left and a timeout, and you could score a field goal. Kind of questionable, but, of course, if the Broncos get it, it's meaningless anyway. So let's see. And they do get the first down on the QB sneak. And it looks like they are going to be calling their timeout now. In about a minute of game clock to gain, like, 15-ish yards. That's pretty poor, but yeah. You know, something's better than nothing, as the saying goes, so sometimes you take those. Man, I'm like really tired. I did not get a ton of sleep last night. 1st and 10, a minute left in the game, or in the half. Not looking good for the Broncos. Yeah, I don't know if showing 3 of 3 for 64 yards really shows everything. I mean, you had like 1 deep 40-yard touchdown pass. I don't think that's really that impressive to say you were 3 of 3. Like, you made like 2 checkdowns and 1 deep throw. Well, it wasn't 2 checkdowns, but one of them was, but yeah. 1st and 10 for the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix isn't shotgun. Snaps the ball, drops back. He's rolling out to his left, and he's going to run for it. He gets the first down, and then he slides instead of going out of bounds. Rookie mistake right there. They're going to have to quickly snap the ball and spike it here, or just do a play call. Looks like they're actually going to do a call here. Let's see what they do here. Bo gets into shotgun. 2 out wide to his right, and 1 out to his left. And he's going to throw it out of bounds. I don't think he caught that inbounds. Yep, he did. He was able to catch that inbounds for a first down. I don't know why Bo is quickly going. The clock stops from that. Yeah, they should do the ball quick. I don't know if there's a catch. I don't know if his second foot got down. Let's see. No, it did. That was a catch. Both feet did barely touch the ground there. Ball is snapped. Bo drops back to throw. Throws it to his right, and it is incomplete, too low to the ground. Man, if you take off the touchdown pass, Bo has not been doing too hot. That's like 6 of 10 for like 40-ish yards if you take off or 50-ish yards if you take off the touchdown. 2nd and 10, 23 seconds left. Ball is snapped. Bo drops back to throw. He's running up. He's running to his right, and he's going to throw it deep to the sideline. Incomplete. There is a flag, however. This could be big. Holding on the defense. Just a 5-yard penalty, so it's not going to give him too much, but is, it's still a free 5 yards there, so they will take it, obviously, if you're the Broncos. But you need, like, about 15-ish at least, because, I mean, if you're, like, able to kick, like, a 55-plus yarder with, like, sub 10 seconds left, you're going to do it, If you give up a kick 6, you kind of deserve that, but still need some yards to even make that possible, so we'll see what they do here. Because they are at their own 47 right here, so they still need to get about like 15-ish yards, really, but 10 would be good enough, so we'll see. And Buffalo does call a timeout here. Bro, DJ Truck on Instagram, wild. 1st and 10 for the Denver Broncos here. 15 seconds left. Again, they need a 1st down here. I mean, like, they need to get to the 40-ish yard line to make this, like, a somewhat doable kick. It's still going to be a super long kick, but, like, you need to get at least there, kick it. So we'll see. Bo is in shotgun. Ball snapped. He drops back to throw. Rolls out to his right. Keeps running. And he's going to throw to the right. He's going to be caught in field goal range now as he does catch that. They're going to have to call timeout and just kick the field goal here. It's going to be a long kick, but he can make this. So we'll see. That was a good catch by Sutton. Good throw by Nix right there. And he gets out of bounds at I can't tell exactly where that is, but it was a really solid catch, all things considered. A 50-yard field goal. This should be doable, especially in this scenario. This is where you see the really great kickers from the good kickers and all that is if they can make it in the playoffs. 50-yard field goal, that's not super difficult. That's a difficult kick, do not get me wrong, but that's not like a, 55-yarder or something huge. So let's see if Lutz can make this. Ball snapped, kick is up, and he misses it. He doinks it, and it is a missed field goal. Scores 10-7 Buffalo over Denver at the half. Yikes. You can call it inches, but, normally if it's inches, it hits the upright and goes in. That's what you call, he missed it. It's like a football. It's like a football length. If you're a full football off making a field goal, you're going to hit the crossbar and it's going to doink and miss. If you're in between it and it's close enough, it'll still be good. Man, I'm, not feeling good. I'm, so damn tired right now. I don't know why. I woke up pretty early this morning. Normally when I go to bed late, I wake up, late, obviously. I didn't today, so I'm, just barely kind of writing off anything. This is normally the time I would go, sleep. I've talked about it before. Usually Sunday in the NFL, I'm usually, asleep at this time, but I don't know, man. I'm not feeling too hot. But we'll see, man. The Broncos, they got a lot of lucky breaks there. They got that great sack on 2nd down. They got the, false start penalty on the Bills. the Bills have been a way better team today. I mean, like, this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, the Bills can beat the Bills. The Bills should be up by, like, legitimately should be up at least 17-7. They should have scored a touchdown on that first drive, and then they just completely whiffed it with the 2 Josh Allen passes. They should have scored on that last drive they had where they kind of, just false start, the unlucky play. Yeah, that was a bad doink, that's for sure. It was a bad doink. Oh, man. Bad doink. I mean, let's see what people on Twitter are saying. I bet they're probably laughing at it. A playoff doink, yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, he got him in the field goal range. It just ended up not being a ton, but, I mean, it was close. It is what it is. Go look this up. Man, this is oh, I forgot we're on CBS. We got the mid crew, bro. CBS is like so far down in the pecking order. Like, I'm kind of glad the UFL doesn't have anything to do with CBS. Like, their crews are just so much worse than the other ones. I mean, like, the halftime crew is weak, especially made of Fox. Like, Matt Ryan, Cower, Burleson is like nothing compared to Bradshaw, Long, Strahan, and them. And then it's just like I forgot who it was. Like that crew that was doing yesterday's game for CBS, like during the game, like that's your second best crew. Like, bro, Fox's third best crew is better than that. It's just, oh my god, it's not good. I think the Broncos will play better in the second half. I honestly don't think so. I really don't think so. Like, what it ultimately comes down to is that the Broncos should have been getting dominated score-wise. It was more so lucky that they were in this game as much as they are so far. The Bills have played really well. They just made a couple of mistakes. The Josh Allen passes on that first drive where he just whiffed 2 throws. Should have been a touchdown there instead of a field goal. You score that, that's an extra 4 points. That last drive, you took the really bad sack. You lost a bunch of yards there, the false start. This game easily could be 17-0 right now. Because, again, the Broncos' only touchdown was a fluky deep shot touchdown. So, easily could be like 17-7, 17-3, something like that. The fact that this game is as close as it is just really lucky on the Broncos' part, is what I would say. But, I mean, like, the Bills, they should easily win this game. Like, they've fully outplayed Denver in, like, every facet. Yeah, that's the worst part. I mean, the Bills have just been playing efficient football, and it's just been dominating. Like, they ate up so much time with that last drive, and they're just going to keep doing it because they get the ball back first after the half. I mean, if you're the Bills, you're going to want to eat up, like, at least half of the quarter like that, and then score a touchdown, make it 17-7 with 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. At that point, you pretty much end the game. Like, the Broncos just ain't looking too good for them. It's just, that's kind of the simple way to put it, but it is how it is. It's just not looking good for them. Just definitely ain't looking good for them. You know what I mean? Dude, sometimes I hate looking things up on my computer because just stuff does not work right. That's not what I looked up, bruh. Bills defense playing well in the playoffs. I've never seen it before. Yeah, usually the Bills defense, instead of playing well, decides to do something insanely stupid. Like saying, let's do prevent defense against the Kansas City Chiefs with 13 seconds left. Look, I think Mahomes is definitely a great quarterback. Let's not, say he's not. But when people act as if it wasn't the Bills defense that decided to play god-awful defense, like, prevent defense is the dumbest thing you can do, and I don't know why teams do it. This game is frustrating me. Yeah, I mean, the Bills are just, oh my god. The Bills should just be killing them, and the fact that it's not, it is really sad. Okay, that was louder than I thought it was going to be. Bro, it's so weird trying to get stuff done in here. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know where I put that thing then. Bro, I love getting stuff. I want to get the Bills. I want the Bills to get first rounded, bro. Sup, Joe? That's messed up, but I get it. The Bills, yeah, I can see it. If you haven't already, make sure to like the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. But in terms of this game so far, this is such a bad game to watch in so many ways. Like, it's just true. Go 1-1 in the Super Cup. Okay, so we're not winning. Like, that's not good, bro. We don't want him. We don't need to let the little kid score a goal on us. Come on, Madrid. I am watching this game instead of you guys. You guys better win while I'm not watching. Did they not even post who scored for Madrid? Oh, they did. Oh, it was Mbappe. Damn, that's like the one player I didn't want to see score. To smoke in the championship. Not gonna lie, the Bills, I mean, yikes. Let's see in here. Move that. Move that. Oh my god, I got so much stuff in here. I got too much stuff in this. I got my tub full of Pokemon stuff in here. My sealed Pokemon that I'm gonna sell some of it since the market's booming. So we'll see. Who are you rooting for? In terms of rooting for, I could honestly care less. But in terms of who I picked to win this game, I picked the Bills to win it. So technically, I want the Bills to win because of that, because I actually picked them to win it in my playoff bracket. But I could kind of the team I picked to win it all got bounced already. In terms of who I want, if you ask me who I want to win, I want the Rams to win the Super Bowl again. I like the Rams. I like a lot of their players. If they're gonna win it again, I'd be fine with that. I would love to see Lamar get a ring, but yeah. I've always hated the Bills. You don't deserve to win a Super Bowl if you had 4 chances straight and couldn't capitalize. Yeah, back-to-back losses to the Cowboys, that one loss to the Redskins, and then the loss to the Giants. Wide right, classic. Ravens beating the Chiefs in the divisional, that would be great to see. Dude, Lamar would shed so many labels if he did that. Granted, if he ends up losing in the next round, everybody's going to say the same thing. Oh, we can't beat them in the, can't win the big game and complain about that. Go to Lamar. Gonna be screwed no matter what he does. Everybody's gonna hate him for it. It's terrible, bro. Being Lamar, sometimes he's gotta suck. You keep winning MVPs and everybody says you're terrible just because you're not winning the Super Bowl. But then they'll give Aaron Rodgers a pass for only having 1 Super Bowl win in his whole career despite having 4 MVPs. You know what I mean? It's wild how they do that. Josh Allen usually doesn't sell his defense. Doesn't the seeding make it impossible for the Chiefs Ravens to play in the divisional? I think so. Let me see. I think it would. That sounds right. Let me make sure. Because the Ravens were the 3 seed, correct? Yeah, so yeah, that wouldn't happen because they're the 3 seed. If the Bills win this game, it's going to be the Bills-Ravens in the divisional and the Chiefs-Texans in the opening round. If the Broncos win this, it would be the Chiefs versus the Broncos, and then the Texans versus the Ravens. That's how it would be. Texans, no, they're not cooking. They're getting bounced in the second round. I'm sorry, Mo. They're getting bounced in the second round. I'm sorry. This Texans team is not that good. Lamar is horrible, bro. That's a Steelers fan right there. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is in a lot of ways. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Bro, I'm sorry, Mo. It's just the Texans, they got their W, and that's pretty much it. I just don't see it. Like, you're going against the Chiefs or the Bills next round. Or the Ravens. Hold up. Wait, that's not right. No, you're going against the Ravens or the Chiefs. Like, it ain't too good. Okay, so we say in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, the Texans were so ahead of schedule last year that everybody just assumed they were going to be dominant this year, and then instead they were like mid-AF this year. In the second round, that would be such a Baltimore Ravens thing to do. Like, look, I know a lot of people say it, but here's the truth, right? Tomlin and Harbaugh are very similar coaches. Very similar. Every year, they both basically do the same thing. Accomplish nothing new. Both are riding a Super Bowl that they got like over a decade ago and still have a job because of that. And that's the truth. Like, if you're the Steelers, I mean, your team the last like 10 years pretty much gets into the playoffs, gets bounced insanely early, if not the first round like you have the last like 6 times, and then nothing changes. You get new offensive coordinators, new defensive coordinators, new quarterbacks, new receivers, and nothing changes. If you're the Ravens, it's a similar thing. You get a new quarterback in Lamar Jackson, and you're still not able to make a deep playoff run. It gets very difficult to actually say that those guys should keep their jobs when they're not accomplishing anything. Like, guys like Darren Orlovsky can say, oh, it's crazy to say the Steelers should fire Mike Tomlin. And it's like, it's not saying he's a bad coach. It's saying that when you're in the same purgatory, where you can't get a good draft pick because you're stuck in the playoffs, but you're never making a deep run, what's the point in him? It's what I've said for years about Dak Prescott. When the Cowboys gave Dak that extension, that was Jerry Jones explicitly telling the fan base, we do not want to win a Super Bowl. Because Dak Prescott will not win you a Super Bowl. He is not capable of doing it. He does not have the talent or mentality to get that job done. Tomlin got a Super Bowl over 10 years ago. Harbaugh got a Super Bowl about 10 years ago. 12 years ago. So either of those coaches, if they do not get, like if Harbaugh does not make it to the championship game this year, that's genuinely grounds for him being fired, but he won't be. Tomlin, he should have been at least traded. Again, if you're not accomplishing anything new, what's the point? Like, it's one thing to say, oh, well, you could be worse. You could be better, right? Dak Prescott. There's a lot of quarterbacks worse than Dak Prescott. Yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks better than Dak Prescott. But you know what? It is what it is. Give me whatever those Philly fans are saying to fire Sirianni and losing the playoffs. They're smoking. Bro, if the Eagles lose today, oh my God, the Sirianni tweets are going to be hilarious. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be insane. Tomlin got a Super Bowl with Cowboys team. I mean, at least he got to another one. Like, that's the biggest difference between Harbaugh and Tomlin. At least Tomlin got to 2 of them. Harbaugh got to 1, got the W, but that was it. Like, Tomlin got to the second one. They did lose to Green Bay, but they still got there. And, like, Tomlin, when you give him a trash team, will always make something of him. Much like Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is, like, not a good coach in the playoffs, but he'll get these garbage teams to the playoffs that have no business being there. Like that Clippers team from like 2018, I believe, where they like won like 2 games over Golden State when they really shouldn't have even been there. But like when you give Tomlin a good team, he ain't gonna win you anything. You can give Harbaugh anything, John Harbaugh. So far, ain't giving you nothing. Again, the Bills have the ball here. They are going to be starting at the 36-yard line. They hand the ball off to James Cook on the first down run, and he gets about 6.5 yards on the first down play. Going to be second down and about 5 for the Buffalo Bills here. Yeah, we talked about it in the first half. The Bills so far have just been able to completely dominate running the ball so far today, and I would expect them to continue doing that in this second half. They just can't take penalties, and they can't take sacks again. That big sack was really bad. But yeah. Jim Harbaugh's going to get that Chargers team far. I mean, Herbert played like trash yesterday, but that's a team that should be really good. Allen pitches the ball off to James Cook, who gets the first down rush, and then about 2 extra yards, maybe 3 extra yards, just shy of the 50-yard line. I mean, look, for how bad Herbert played and how bad he's played in the playoffs historically, because remember that 27-0 lead was mainly the defense getting him interceptions. Justin Herbert has one receiver. I mean, he has Ladd McConkey, and that's it. Like, when Quentin drops every pass thrown to him, Johnston is like your second best receiver. Yeah, that is wild. Herbert having more interceptions in one game than he did the entire season as the start of the whole year is wild. That's diabolical work. That was hilarious. Allen hands off the ball, or he fakes the handoff. He's running up the middle, and he's going to throw it deep. It's going to be caught about to the 26-yard line by Dawson Knox. Huge play right there. Respect Season 2 Johnson. Oh, no. See, whenever Panthers fans complain about Xavier Legette or Zay Flowers, you could at least, it could be worse. Could be Quentin Johnston, whatever the hell he does. Great throw by Allen, great catch by Knox there. Now, it is, you're not eating up as much clock as I'd like them to if you're the Bills, but it's still, something. 1st and 10 for the Bills at about the 26.5-yard line. Allen hands off the ball to Cook, who gets it first down, and then some more. He gets tackled at about the 8-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal at about the 8-yard line. I had the Chargers to win it all. I really thought this was going to be their year. They were built for the playoffs. And then Herbert said, I'm not. And then they lost. I mean, it's kind of that simple. It just didn't work out. Yeah, the Bills win. It's Texans-Chiefs. I hope the Chiefs don't win it all. Like, it's one thing to say that, I don't want to win a 3rd straight. But it's another thing when you say, like, this team has been awful to watch all season. They get lucky after lucky break, and they're just somehow 15-2. Like, I hope they lose. Allen hands off the ball to Cook, who gets about 3 yards, going to be 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. I will say, I love how the Texans joke is, like, every year they, like, get the 3:30 Saturday p.m. game every single week. I think it's hilarious. Or it's, like, 4:30 or something like that. I think it's like 8 straight times every time they've been to the playoffs. I think it's hilarious. James Cook at 111 yards already. Not surprised. Should be more. 2nd and goal. Allen is under center with Cook behind him. Hands off the ball. Cook cuts to the left. Oh, he's getting tackled. And he was able to somehow get back to the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was about to lose yardage. He was able to get back to it. Herbert to the Steelers, bro. The Chargers, that'd be hilarious. Chiefs fans will be happy, though. Taylor Swift fans will be happy if the Chiefs win another Super Bowl. Those are, like, pretty much it. Those people, and that's it. Chiefs won a 3rd straight Super Bowl. Oh, my gosh. Never been done before. 3 straight Super Bowls. I hope not. That'd be terrible. That'd be terrible for football if that were to happen. 3rd and 6, or 3rd and goal from the 6. Not too good for Buffalo right here. Allen drops back to throw. He looks to his right. He looks over the middle. He drops back some more. Still looking. He's running up over the middle. He's going to be sacked for a 3-yard loss, and they're going to have to kick another field goal. This is the story of the Bills today. They're getting chances, and instead of doing anything, they're doing nothing. Okay, Mr. Chiefs fan, good old G-Man, the Chiefs fan, talking about how it'd be great. Okay. Still not be as good as Tom Brady. Good old Brady, bro. Well, Stallions won 3 in a row. Hey, 3-time champion Stallions, baby. And they're probably going to win it again since they just keep getting everything handed to them. They get their quarterback back and they get like half their roster back every year. And the guys they get that are new, just insane. Kick is up and it is good. 13-7 Buffalo over Denver. Again, self-inflicted wounds. That is 2 times they get into the red zone and accomplish nothing. Okay, you can complain about a penalty there, but like, But like, bruh, it ain't that deep. I mean, it's still not as bad as the first half or the first drive. Like, if you were there for that first drive, that was like 2 terrible passes Allen threw back to back. Yeah, not good. Not good at all, but we'll see. 67. Tell the receivers to get open. Okay, that's mean, bro, but I see. The good old receivers. I mean, it's tough. It really is a tough one with them. Like, it's just with this Bills team, it's so aggravating. Like, it really is easy to hate them because they have so much talent and they've had so much talent. Like, with Allen, an overall good enough defense, there's just nothing. Roughnecks UFL Chaplain, 100% no doubt about. I mean, they might be the champions of the Tank Bowl this year. Okay, but in all seriousness, though, it's going to be interesting to see how the Roughnecks do, because the Roughnecks and Showboats are very similar. They both pretty much did overhauls of their staffs, but one of them kept the head coach that nobody wanted, and the other one fully overhauled their staff. The one that overhauled their staff did less roster change than the one that only got rid of their GM, so it'll be interesting to see what happens, but you'll see in my schedule video, by the way, the UFL schedule ranked easiest to hardest should be coming out tomorrow, unless like some big UFL performers happen today. It'll be tomorrow. But that comes out tomorrow, and I say in it, as of now, there's 5 teams we expect to be good. Those are Michigan, St. Louis, San Antonio, Arlington, and Birmingham. The other 3, probably not. The Defenders will be the worst team in 2025. I wouldn't like. Abram Smith is only going to be able to do so much with, like, Mike DeLillo? I can't remember his name, but that's their current starting quarterback, which is, like, that would be one of the worst starting quarterbacks in spring football if he ends up being what people expect him to be. Best offense in the league. The Roughnecks are a joke. Yeah, I mean, I still can't believe they decided to put them as the opening game of the season. I get it. It's cool. The return of TDECU. No. I'm out here looking out for the bad teams. Okay. Says that as a Chiefs fan. What a guy. And Mole's team is in the playoffs, bro. The Texans are in the playoffs. My team didn't even get close. We didn't even win the draft lottery, bro. We absolutely tanked our chances at Abdul Carter, bro. Bruh. We are in the NFL mode here. We don't need to talk about the Showboats yet. But, I mean, hey, the Showboats, hopefully they're better next year. Hopefully. Same with the Roughnecks. It would be, like, I talk about it in the State of Channel video that's coming out this week. It's not good when you have the whole playoffs basically determined in week 4, and that's what we had this last year. We pretty much knew the 4 teams making the playoffs by, like, week 4. So, hopefully they're both good. Alex Smith, what a dog. What a good player for them, bro. The Promise. Yeah, those are 2 pretty bad ones right there. The Brahmas game, 42-2. Those are 2 classic ones. You gotta love that the 42-2 makes that, like, 30-something to, like, 3 game against the Breakers, like, just numb. Like, it's, like, nothing. I don't know, wide right for the Bills is, like, the worst loss ever, bro. Losing a Super Bowl because a kick was wide right is wild. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Denver Broncos. 10 minutes left in the third quarter. First down play is about a half-yard gain on the rush play. Is an illegal move. Sorry, my bad. Saying that the ref should say that is wild work, Tony. Second and 9 for the Bo Nix Broncos. He is in shotgun, one man to his right. Ball is snapped. Hands off the ball again. And it's going to be about a 3-yard gain, maybe a 4-yard gain there. We ain't playing by the rules. 3rd and 5 for the Broncos. This is starting to get really bad for them. Yeah, this game is really showing two things. It's showing one that the Broncos really shouldn't have made it, and two, the Bills are the Bills. They're gonna choke games. Incomplete pass again. Another dropped pass by the Broncos. 4th and 5. They're gonna have to punt it again. During a live ball, aren't called and see what happens. Oh my god. It'd be interesting to see. Bo Nix is going to win a Super Bowl. Okay, I don't know about that one. Bo Nix is like he's going to be a very okay QB. I don't think he's going to be an elite QB. Like, could they? They could, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this game is really showing two things. It's showing, number one, the Broncos should not have been here. I mean, we all knew that. We all knew the Bengals, and hell, even the healthy Dolphins deserved it more than them. But then, of course, the Bills, like, 13-7. This game should be a blowout right now. The Bills are really, like, the Bills end up losing this game. Like, I've said it before, like, there's certain losses that if you take, you have to change the franchise. You lose this game, you have to legit think about firing McDermott, because, like, this would be a horrid loss if you lose to this Broncos team. I mean, 2 fumbled attempts in the red zone where he just did nothing with it and kicked field goals. The false start and the botched second down that happened, I mean, this is just not looking good for him. Hey, that wasn't a real loss. Y'all just benched your starters. You said, we don't want to play the Bengals. You rested your starters, let the Broncos win to get in. I mean, they did what they did. It was a smart move. They knew that if they played the Bengals were going to beat them. Granted, the Bengals would have to, beat the Bills, which, ironically, I think the Bengals beating the Bills would have been tougher than them beating the Chiefs. I think they're built to beat the Chiefs, not the Broncos. I mean, not the Bills, but, yeah. Yeah, they should have beaten the Patriots in week 1. I mean, I love it. We all joke about it, but it's true. Like, maybe don't lose to New England in week 1. I mean, if they didn't lose that game, they're in the playoffs, which is hilarious. Proof that every game does matter, despite what some people will try and say. Because that was definitely the worst of all of them. That was a loss that was, like, inexcusable they took. Okay, holy crap. I did not get an eBay notification for that. Oh my god. Oh, okay, so story time with Zomb Phox. So, I talk about collecting cards. I got cards graded. I got a Mewtwo GX from Shining Legends graded. It got a 10. I thought it was worth $600. It was worth more than that, and it just sold for a lot more than that. Yo boy is very happy now. I did not get a notification from eBay. I went to check and see if somebody was looking at something, and I just saw a huge amount of money pop up in my processing. Okay, this is W move. W move. We are going to get one of those 5 goals completed. You'll know what I mean by 5 goals in the video that comes out later this week. So, W. Oh, man. Okay, that's like a little adrenaline shot right there, seeing that. Okay. Stay hydrated. I love having to have like 4 drinks on standby because talking just makes my voice just so dry. 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Handoff is going to be about a 2-yard gain right there. Hey, they ain't going to change the format, though. I don't think so. I think it's going to stick the way it is because it makes sense. Like, people can complain about division winners that aren't good making it to the playoffs and all that. But, I mean, like, everybody always forgets they usually do better than you expect them to. Like, that Redskins, or the football team, when they made the playoffs with, like, that awful record, like 7-9 or something, they ended up giving the Buccaneers their biggest fight of the playoffs. But everybody forgets about that. Zom making that money. Hey, Josh Allen snaps the ball, throws it over the middle, it is caught, and a 1st down. Yeah. And he keeps going, and he gets about 4 more yards. Yeah, about 3 months ago, I sent an order of trading cards to get graded. I had never done it. I've only done sports cards. Most of them were for my PC, but there was 4 of them I got to just get graded to either hold or sell them. And the Mewtwo GX is one of the biggest Sun and Moon cards. It's not the biggest. It's not tag team one, but it's one of the biggest ones. And It got a 10. I did not expect it to get a 10. I thought I was going to get like a 9 or an 8.5. Getting a 10 is like a huge difference because that's a card that's like 1,400 graded and less than 100 got a 10. And I thought it was worth like $600. Apparently it's worth over $1,000. Just over $1,000, and that's just what I sold it for. So, massive W. 7-yard rush for the Bills right there. Okay. I don't know. I know Nope and a couple of you, they want that Mewtwo build. I know some of you haven't been here, but I made a video. You can go look on my channel. Opinion. Jim Kelly should not be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. In that video, I mainly talk about Ken Anderson. When you deep dive into Jim Kelly, his numbers, and what he accomplished, yikes. Like, Ken Anderson not being in the Hall of Fame is the biggest travesty in football. When you compare him to Jim Kelly, and you do the era comparison, like when you talk about, oh, you have to compare the era, you compare their eras and you look back in that video, you know what, F that. I'm going to literally pull it up right here while I'm watching this and show the stats I found. 1st and 24, the Buffalo Bills right here. Allen drops back to pass. He's running to his right. He's still running to his right. He makes a little move, stutter step, and he gets about 7 yards there. Okay, so here are some stats I'm pulling up on this video. So I'm going to wait till the next commercial break. I have this pulled up about Jim Kelly versus Ken Anderson. For those of you who do not know who Ken Anderson was, he was arguably the best Bengals quarterback of all time to date. Again, I say arguably because Burrow has only played a few years. Carson Palmer didn't play a ton. As of right now, I would say he's probably the best quarterback in Bengals history. It's Ken Anderson, and Burrow is quickly becoming that, if not already. But yeah, once we get into the break, I'll show some of the stats that I pulled up for that video, which if you could go watch that video, would be a massive W because everybody always... Because that was one of the early opinion videos, so it didn't do a ton, but it was a good video, I think. Allen throws right. It is incomplete. Could have been intercepted, and there's a flag. I got to watch the replay on that one. That was a really big hit to the Bills receiver right there, but I want to see if he was playing the ball. Even though I don't think he was, we got to see that. He is still on the ground. That is a big hit he just took. $15-yard penalty on the defense. Denver has a good defense. Their defense has been playing really good today. I mean, it's a mix of the Broncos not doing anything, but yeah. Okay, yeah, that was a head-to-head hit. That was way too late to play the ball. Injury timeout. So, here are some of the stats. Okay, so, Ken Anderson versus Jim Kelly. Ken Anderson was an MVP once. Jim Kelly never was. Anderson was an OPOY and Comeback Player of the Year once. Kelly never was. Both of them were only a one-time first-team All-Pro, and both were a one-time second-team All-Pro. So far, Anderson has him beat by a mile. Then you get the Pro Bowls. Kelly has 5 to Anderson's 4, so he beats him by 1. Passing yard leader, Kelly never was. Anderson was twice. Anderson was a 4-time passer rating leader, 3-time completion percentage leader. Jim Kelly led the league in passer rating and completion percentage and touchdowns once. So far, Anderson has obliterated Kelly. Now, Kelly has the great USFL stats, but I've talked about it before. The Pro Football Hall of Fame does not count USFL stats, so his USFL MVP and all league teams don't count. So far, Anderson has already obliterated Jim Kelly. Then you get into the percentage stuff when they played. Anderson had 5 seasons in the top 5 in passing yards to Kelly's 3, had 1 more season in the top 10, had 1 more season top 5 in passing TDs, though Kelly had 3 more in the top 10. Passer rating, Anderson was top 5 times, Kelly only 2, top 10, Anderson 9, Kelly 7. Completion percentage, Anderson 7 in the top 5, Kelly 5, 10 was 9 Anderson, 8 for Kelly. Then teammates in his entire career, Ken Anderson played with 3 Hall of Famers, or 2 Hall of Famers, Charlie Joyner for like 4 years and Anthony Munoz for most of his career. Jim Kelly played with James Lofton for a few years, just a couple, Thurman Thomas for most of his career, Bruce Smith, Andre Reed, Marv Levy, Ralph Wilson, granted he's an owner, and Bill Polian. So, even there, Kelly gets obliterated there. And then when you look at overall success of the team, when you look at it, Anderson got his team to the Super Bowl, but only made the playoffs 4 times. Kelly made the playoffs a lot more, but even then it's not like a ton more. He got there 8 times, so twice as much, and did make it to 4 Super Bowls, but lost all of them. So they both still lost every Super Bowl they played in. So it's not like they were, a big difference. And again, one of them had a much better team around him. So when you look at it, I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious that Anderson's better than him. Anderson played in an era before Kelly, so he played in a worse passing era, and still had better overall stats than him. Like, I'm sorry. Kelly, should not be in the Hall of Fame if Ken Anderson isn't. Ken Anderson, my boy, has been getting robbed year after year. First down play, the Bills get about a yard. It's all about narratives. It is what it is. Only let Kelly in because his story is cool. You would like to say that, but Herschel Walker isn't in the Hall of Fame. And, I've looked up the stats for the Herschel Walker biography video that I hope I can make it release one day. Still haven't worked on it since I finished the base of it, but the point is, when you look at his stats are crazy. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Kelly got in the Hall of Fame just because of the 4 Super Bowl appearances, but, objectively, Ken Anderson was a way better quarterback. He's been robbed. That's my rant about Jim Kelly out of the way. Josh Allen drops back to throw. Throws over the middle, somewhat deep to Dawson Knox, who catches the ball for about a 13-ish yard gain. Lol. Bro. Hey, it's one of the things I'm very passionate about is the Hall of Fame when it comes to different sports. And my most passionate overall is the constant hating that Ken Anderson gets and the constant praise Jim Kelly gets. Jim Kelly's an awesome guy, one of the best guys football's ever had in terms of just being a good person. Brother should not be in the Hall of Fame over Ken Anderson. Should not. It just should not. Allen drops back to throw. Throws deep to the right for the end zone, and to nobody, literally nobody was down there. Incomplete pass. That Herschel Walker vid if I have to. Yeah, I've talked about it before. So originally, I don't know what I'm even going to say. I wanted it to be a biography of their career, and I ended up doing, their college career and pro career. So, instead of it being about, the 4 years in the USFL, technically 4, it was the whole thing. So it's the base video is damn near 2 hours long, and I've still got to edit a bunch of stuff. Maybe one day. Allen hands off the ball to Cook. Cook gets a few yards, but yeah. So again, I'm going to try my best to work on it soon. I haven't worked on it in a while. I got the huge milestone of recording all the audio, and getting all the papers, I have a book here, a notebook, that has a bunch of stuff written on it in my awful handwriting that I had to do a ton of research for that video. It's just a matter of the images, the videos, and possible music to add to it, because I want it to be the best video I've ever made, so we'll see. Allen is in shotgun, 3rd and 8, with one man to his left in the backfield. Allen drops back to throw, does a quick pass right out to the left, little screen pass, and he gets about 8 yards. He's going to be about 1 yard shy of the first down marker. I would go for it. Here. Again, I've talked about it before. With this team, normally I say half a yard. If you're half a yard, you can be at the 1 yard line of your own territory. You have to go for it, or else you don't deserve to win the game. A full yard is a bit different. But with Josh Allen in this offense, that's still relatively easy. I'd go for it. I would probably put Boomer 3rd right now. I would say Burrow is ahead of him, but below Anderson. But Burrow's a year or two away from being better than Anderson. It's probably how I would say, honestly. Because, again, Burrow has had a lot better receivers to work with than Anderson, so yeah. Allen is throwing it. Very, very weird play call. He throws it for an end zone shot, and it is going to be caught for a touchdown. Barely caught it. They're going to have to review that, but if that does stand, there's a huge catch that puts them up with an extra point, 20-7. They might go for 2. Yes, I used to watch Barry a lot more, a couple years ago. It got to a point where, to me, he felt too much like somebody who only cared about your peak years. I've always been about your career. Him saying, oh, Frank Gore really shouldn't be a Hall of Famer, but's gonna get in because he played a long career. My brother in Christ, he had, more rushing yards past 30 than, anyone else did. He played a bajillion years and was always good. That's insanely difficult. And then, Mike Evans, Mike Evans is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, what he's done is absurd with the quarterbacks he's had. How it doesn't matter if it's Jameis, doesn't matter if it's Fitzpatrick, doesn't matter if it's Brady, doesn't matter if it's Baker. 1,000 yards every year. But yeah, Boomer, I'd have third right now. I want to make his style of weekly reviews for the UFL. I actually don't think I watched too many of those videos, like the week reviews. I honestly don't think I watched a ton of those ones. So I wouldn't know for sure how those ones were. Like, I don't think I watched a ton of them. And if I did, I just don't remember it because it's been a while. Yeah, that should stand. So it should be 19-7, 20-7. They might go for two, though, because if you go for two, you make it 21-7, then you make it a 2-touchdown lead with extra points. If you go for one, it still is, but it's a bit weirder, so yeah. Good old UFL stuff. I'm hoping we can hit 1,000 by the end of the off season. That would be really cool if we do end up hitting that. So, you know, like fingers crossed that we get that. We're like less than 50 away. It's going to be a lot about the February boom where we're getting closer and closer to the season starting, really, is what's going to end up happening about it. So, yeah. But we'll see. I'm hoping we can do that. I'm hopeful that we can. It's like, I'm pulling up my stats real quick, right? Like, the last couple weeks it's been slower, but we've been in that slower period. But yeah, I mean, again, the schedule video comes out tomorrow, ranking them from easiest to hardest. Then we've got the week review video, or the state of the channel video coming out Wednesday. That's currently the plan. Tomorrow is the ranking, Wednesday is state of the channel, and after that, no idea. But I mean, our yearly videos, the coach ranking videos, again, it's pretty clear. It looks like we know all 8 head coaches. We don't know 100% sure. That'll be out soon. We're still too far out to do like quarterback videos because we still don't know teams' quarterbacks, but yeah. Yeah, I believe that's where he was. He did win a Super Bowl as an assistant coach. I think he was there for the Cowher years, if I remember correctly. Ken Anderson. Let's see. Yes, it was during the Tomlin Super Bowl when he was on the Steelers. That 2008 team. I believe it was 2008. Yeah, 2008 Super Bowl. He was part of that team. And in that game, of course, he was the assistant coach against the Cardinals, who were led by head coach Ken Whisenhunt, who is now the Memphis Showboats head coach. Gotta love it. Yeah, I was honestly shocked. I remember looking back at it and I was like, wow, that video did really well. Because I remember, I know what you're talking about. Like, let me pull it up. Schedule 2020 ranking easy to hardest. Yeah, I mean that video did like 700 views. I mean it did almost as well as my actual release video did, which was really shocking. Now this year's schedule video did not do as well as last year's, but granted, I mean it was really weird because last time the schedule came out like a month and a half before the season, or 2 months instead of 3 months, so it was more so spring football mode than it is now. So that's a big difference, is that everything was delayed to where like the season was right around the corner when things came out, whereas this year not as much. They are going to go for 2, which is the smart play. Throws to the corner of the end zone. It is going to be caught and completed as a 2-touchdown lead for the Buffalo Bills now. Shouldn't be calling plays. He is a good motor, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, in terms of videos that were made around this time last season, let's see. 50 per page. Gotta go back. I hate that there's no really easy way to get certain things out for this. Okay, so we did the UFL QB tier list video like right before the season started. The rosters video, we did a couple of those. What did really well? The expansion stuff, obviously. The ranking the rooms from worst to best did really well. I might do that again this year probably, though. Those were really tough to make, but I probably will. What team should you root for? That did really well, but I don't want to do that every year because it's kind of whack to do it every year, honestly, but yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I'm kind of just going to play it by ear, just have fun. I mean, yeah, we only need like 47 subscribers to hit that, 1,000 subscriber mark. We'll see. You never know. Like, I mean, It's all going to matter basically February. January is always somewhat slow whenever. Well, it's not going to be super slow, but yeah. Just really weird with how everything got pushed back last year with schedule not releasing until February. Literally less than 2 months before the season started, which was insanely asinine. That's what ended up happening, but yeah. Who knows? Ow, ow, my foot. Love getting cramps. But I will say, the state of the channel video, you'll see just how the stats were, because like last time I'm going to show like the stats legitimately and how they were, and let's just say they were pretty damn good for 2024. So hopefully we can keep that up in 2025. You know, if the league gets more popular, it'd be huge. So we'll see. Like first three. I think I know which ones you're talking about, though. I don't know how to actually make this. Can I do this the other way? Yes, I can. Well, I mean, yeah, the first couple did the USFL choose the right teams, the brief history. Like, I would like to do more of those brief histories, but, like, part of me feels like that it's like, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of somewhat lazy content. It wasn't, like, let me put it this way. The Wikipedia part was, but the actual player part was definitely not. That took a lot of work to do, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there's a lot of we'll see what happens kind of deals, but who knows. Postseason career, Allen has passed Jim Kelly for postseason touchdowns already. When a guy made it to 8 playoff seasons and he already done that, yeah. Yeah, the state of the channel video definitely is going to be solid this year. I mean, like I said, I already made it, and I already talked about a lot of stuff, but the overall stats were really good for 2024 compared to 2023. And it's not even to say 2023 was bad, it's just 2024 was, like, really good. And, I mean, some of the videos I did, especially at the end of the year, were really good. Mavs about to get cooked by the Nuggets today. You know what? I watched them get to the finals. They got obliterated by Boston, but they got there. It was really cool to watch Luka get there. I'd love to see it happen again. Love the Mavericks, but I don't know, man. It's just tough to watch regular season basketball. 1st and 10 for the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix is under center with 2 men behind him in 1-1. Hands off the ball is going to be about a 3-yard gain. Broncos are still definitely in. I mean, if they score a touchdown here, they are. If not, they're not, but we'll see. I'm still just upset that I didn't know how cheap the tickets were to the Hurricanes game today. I would have loved to go to Eric Stahl's jersey retirement. Like, I checked about, like, 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and, like, the cheapest tickets were, like, $90 for, like, nosebleed seats. Now it's, like, less than half of that. Like, dude, if I had known about that, like, yesterday, I would have been there. I would have been there today. I would have been making a video about it, like a extra community video or something about it, showing how I was there. Sucks. Handoff on 2nd down is about a 1-yard gain. See, the Bills can do this because the Bills are getting, like, 4 yards of carry. You can't do this to the Broncos. You're not doing too hot on the ground. Questionable play calling from Sean Payton here. Gonna have to call it here. See you later. Thank you for being here, G-Man. I hope you had a good time the little bit you were here. Again, I know you were looking forward to the schedule ranking video. That is coming out tomorrow at 6 p.m., barring some huge UFL performances today. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. I did enjoy doing the Q&A. That was definitely a really cool one. All right, we're at 3rd and 6 for the Broncos right here. 4 seconds left in the play clock. Ball is snapped. Bo drops back to throw. There is a flag, and it's going to be probably a false start. What's the video you most want to do that isn't finishing the Herschel Walker video? It's a tough call of what I would want to do a video. I can't really say for sure what it would be. It's just more of I really wouldn't say I know for sure what I would want to do. I'm just kind of at this point just kind of playing it by ear, like thinking about what videos to do. Because again, it's like last year, the amount of content we were getting from the XFL, USFL, and the merger, and how late the UFL was to everything, made videos very easy to put together in terms of when they came out. But this year, not as much. January is going to be a somewhat tough month for me to get content, but I'll think of some stuff, make some cool videos, so we'll see. 3rd and 11 now after the penalty for the Broncos. Bo Nix drops back to throw. He looks over the middle, throws it deep for the 1st down. It is going to be tipped and incomplete, almost an interception, but it will be incomplete. Broncos will have to punt here. This is the go-home drive. Essentially, if the Bills score a touchdown here, these fans are going to start going home that are Broncos fans because the game is over with that. Now, of course, if the Bills do get stopped, this game is still very much alive, but a 28-7 lead will be pretty much insurmountable for this Broncos offense. So this is a very important drive for the Broncos defense. So we'll see. First and 10 for the Buffalo Bills after the punt. Bo Nix just complaining the whole time. You know, it was a good season for the Broncos. They got to the playoffs for the first time in a while, but I think this is probably where the ride ends for them. At least for this year. I mean, if you're a Broncos fan, it's one of those things where you're at a very weird position now, where your team actually, just had a good season. You have to go into year 2 with this quarterback and do better. And it's hard for me, as someone who didn't watch every Broncos game, to say what they really need, but they definitely need, they're a team that I feel like they're just a team that just needs to upgrade in places, but, not one that has necessarily huge needs. Not like the Panthers, who need a pass rusher, need a wide receiver kind of thing. But, yeah. I forgot, who's winning the PGA tournament today? I gotta pull that up. The Sony Open. I think this is one of those where, not everybody's competing, though, so it's, one of those, is it a big deal kind of thing? Like, the Century to 20 million versus, 8 million. Let's see. I'm not seeing some of the big names here, so, yeah. World Golf Rankings. Pretty sure Scotty's still number 1, even though he didn't play, and Hideki's just been on a tear recently. Yeah, Scotty's still number 1, obviously. Hideki moved up 1 spot. I don't know how the hell he was below Oddberg, honestly. Good old Scotty Scheffler, the number 1 athlete in the world right now, arguably. I love how you can legit argue that, the top athletes in the world right now are Scotty Scheffler and, John Jones. I think that's hilarious. Granted, I hope John Jones gets beat by Tom Aspinall. I'm sick and tired of all this John Jones glazing. I don't see the Broncos winning this game. Yeah, I think it's Jover for him. Again, if they stop the Bills here and get a touchdown, it's a whole different game. But they don't, it's over. Colin Morikawa, Justin Rose, what tournament are they showing? Hideki. Is this early things for the Masters, not for a while? Oh, the Farmers Insurance Open. You good old American golf is up. Good old Scotty, bro. Wins the Masters, wins a gold medal, wins the whole tournament, and just goes away. Shows up for a random event to go take the W and then goes back home. Gets arrested before a major. Casually gets arrested, I should say. Which was hilarious. If you weren't a golf fan, man, you missed out on that. Watching him get arrested the morning he had a tee time for a major, and then he just casually came up in end of the day 3rd place is wild. Green Bay, Philadelphia. I forgot to put that poll up. Let me put that poll up now since we're, Who wins the next game? Okay, so I did not hold shift in that. All right, let me watch this play first. First down is about a 0-yard gain for them. We may see a UFL commercial during the NFL playoffs. Be on the lookout. Not on this game. It wouldn't be on this game since it's on CBS. We'd only see it on Fox and ESPN. The best offense in the league. I still can't believe they actually used Kirk Merritt breaking his arm for one of the ads. That is still one of the most wild things I've ever seen. 2nd and 9. Josh Allen is in shotgun with 1 man to his left. He quick passes that out to the right for a screen. Going to be about a 1.5-yard gain. Broncos doing their job right here. If they can keep this up and they can get the ball back, they can make this into a game again. You cannot go down 3 touchdowns. You go down 3 touchdowns, the game is over. It's not kind of over. It's over. So they need to get the stop here. We are heading into the 4th quarter now. (21-7) Bills over Broncos, still wild to me. Dude, some of these ads are just good old Gronk. I will say for this coaching cycle, I still don't know which is funnier, the fact that Bill Belichick's going to UNC or the fact that, like, the Jets are literally interviewing everybody. Like, I don't know if there's anyone they haven't interviewed. I mean, like, it's just wild. I really don't know what they're going to do. I honestly am on board with the Rex Ryan return of the Jets, honestly. Like, I think it'd be funny, and I think it would actually be a decent hire for them. Like, if I'm Aaron Glenn, my stock is as high as it's ever been. I am picking where I want to go, and that is not the New York Jets. Like, I get, the whole, I'm pretty sure he formerly played for them, but, like, you go to the Jets, bro. No. It's like why nobody went to the Panthers last year. Like, if I'm Aaron Glenn, I'm taking whatever job I want, or I'm just going to stay with Detroit. Be loved by the fans, who knows. Once you hit 1K, the channel traditions start. We'll see. I mean, hopefully the UFL is a good year this year. The better the UFL does, it benefits me naturally on here, and overall benefits all of us. Friday Night Football should be really cool. If I remember correctly, they have an actual pregame thing, which is something I've been clamoring for ever since the original USFL season, where they did have it for, like, the NBC games, and they got rid of it. So, it'd be really cool to see that return. Make it actually feel more like a true pro game than it did last year. Again, Overleague Championship's better and all that. You doing the opener? I will more than likely be streaming the opener. I probably will be. Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna, but I'm probably going to try and stream 2 games a week. Like, originally I was going to do every Michigan Panthers game and then another one. But because of the regional coverage in that one game, I don't want to do that for sure. I might do every single Friday Night Football game and then do another one, like, on the weekend. That, honestly, is something that I could probably do, relatively easily, and I wouldn't assume I couldn't. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. Nothing guaranteed, but probably as of now, the goal is to stream every Friday Night Football game and then stream one other game each weekend. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but I mean, like, I've been putting in the practice, doing all these streams, talking 3.5 hours. Doing it 2 times within, like, 2 days is going to suck, but, it is what it is. It's going to be fun. 3rd and 6 for the Buffalo Bills here. Fourth quarter just started, 15 minutes left. They are at the 46-yard line, their own 44-yard line, I should say. Josh Allen drops back to throw. He's going to throw it deep over the middle. It's going to be caught to the 30, the 25. Makes a cut to the 20, to the 15. Still on his feet, the 10, the 5, and the game's over. Touchdown. This game is over. It is over for the Broncos. That was a sick yak right there by none other than the former Carolina Panther, Curtis Samuel. Great move. Was able to break a tackle and just score. Great play by him. 55-yard TD reception. Poll is still up. Who do you have winning the next game, the Eagles or the Packers? And I will say, for this upcoming season, I will try my best to stream the 2 cable games, the ones on FS1 and ESPN2, just because I know not everybody has them, and so having some sort of live play-by-play would be really cool. So I'm probably going to do those 2 games, like, guaranteed, but not, like, 100% guaranteed, just to, be nice to a lot of the people that don't have those 2 channels, so we'll see. But, like I said, we still got a little bit of time before the season starts, but, yeah, this is, we're here watching this game, the playoffs, the NFL, which I didn't know I was going to do, and I ended up having time to do this one, so yeah. Kick is up, and it is good. 28-7 Bills over the Broncos. Brandon Perna is probably just crying right now. Like, not literally, but you know what I mean. It was a good season, but it's over. It's over. $28-7. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I said this should be a 20-point blowout. I said that before the game. I said that during my community members video for the members here that did watch that. I said it was going to be a blowout, like a 20-point blowout is what it should be, and it looks like that's what it's going to be. Broncos will probably score one more touchdown. The Bills are going to put their foot off the gas, and it's going to become a closer game, and then the Bills are going to come back out and probably score again, and then it's going to be over. The Doink killed it. I mean, it's one of those age-old things, right? You have to take advantage of your opponent's missteps. The Bills had a free touchdown in their first drive. Allen threw a bad pass to Dawson Knox, then threw a bad pass over his receiver. That's 4 free points the Broncos got. Because if they don't score points they should have, you got those points. So the Broncos got 4 free points from that. Then the Broncos got another at least 3 free points from the Broncos getting that false start and then giving up that sack. So that's a minimum of a full touchdown the Broncos got for free. And they didn't capitalize on it. They also stopped him again in the red zone. So that's really 11 points the Broncos got for free and didn't accomplish anything with it. They missed the field goal at the end of the half. They just didn't put up enough on offense. It's just the Bills have done enough to where the Broncos should be in this game. And that's the best way to put it. The Bills have made enough mistakes that the Broncos should be in this game. And they're not. And that's what it ultimately comes down to, is that one of these teams played like trash heading into the playoffs, got a free win, and it's over. Yeah, this is just as predicted. Like, I predicted this. I did a community members exclusive video that came out like 4 days ago. I said it before this game started. I said this should be a 20-point blowout for the Bills. If it's not, it's because the Bills choke. And that's pretty much true. I mean, the Broncos' only touchdown was a deep shot touchdown the Bills gave up. So they haven't even scored like a real good drive yet. They just got the one deep shot. So the Bills have been thoroughly outplaying Denver today, despite making key mistakes, despite Allen missing throws in the red zone, despite overall poor play in the red zone. And it's 28-7. This game easily could be like 35-0 right now. And that's not even like a joke. It easily could be. So, I mean, again, it was a good season for the Broncos. They were not expected to be this good this year. Did they necessarily deserve the playoff spot over the Bengals? Were they a better team? No. But did they deserve it? Yes, because the Bengals choked in week 1. So, yeah. 28 unanswered points. Jets, please interview Tomlin. I wouldn't be shocked. They're pretty much interviewing everybody. Broncos make the return to the 20, the 25, and he's going to be tackled at 25. Speaking of coaches, I don't know what the Cowboys are doing. If they keep Mike McCarthy, that's going to be one of the most hilarious things ever. He keeps his job because he won meaningless games at the end of the year to tank their draft pick. That'd be such a Jerry Jones move to keep Mike McCarthy when he is one of the problems. The Cowboys have two main anchors that aren't Jerry Jones, and that's Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. And they just keep living. Of course, the biggest anchor is Jerry Jones, but he ain't going to do anything about it. So, good old Jerry Jones going to keep everybody around even though they shouldn't. If I was the Cowboys, unironically, I would have gotten rid of Dak, and I would have just kept, about 7 players and blown the rest of the team up and try to rebuild, but you're going to keep retooling, and it's going to keep failing, and get the Dallas Cowboys. America's team, baby. Bo Nix is going to be lined up in shotgun. They are at the 25-yard line. They are down 21 points with 14 and 40 minutes left. Bo Nix is scrambling. He's running up the middle. He's going to run for it. He breaks the tackle by his feet. He keeps running. He's at the 40, and he gets tackled about the 44-yard line. Really solid run by Bo Nix right there. Again, they need to score this touchdown quick, at minimum, before the 12-minute mark is what they really need. 11 minutes, it's still okay, but you want to score this with about 12 minutes left, especially if the Bills are going to kill at least 2 minutes off the clock, probably more like 4. You do not want to get in a situation where you have to kick an onside kick. An onside kick is basically a guaranteed 3 points for the Bills. Any score by the Bills is basically over. Great throw by Bo Nix on first down. It's going to be thrown to the left. It is going to be to Courtland Sutton for about a 14-yard gain there across midfield. This is what the Broncos need to do if they want to get back into this game. The win percent for them is astronomically low. The win percent right now is still really, really poor for them, obviously. It is like a 1.1% for the Broncos. If they want to make that go up, they need to score quickly and need to score touchdowns. Bo Nix drops back to throw. He looks to his right. He's going to throw it somewhat deep to the right. It's going to be caught for a first down once again. This is great playing right here by Bo Nix. This is the Bo Nix you want to see if you're a Broncos fan, because this gets you ready for next season. Because this is the kind of stuff that makes a really good quarterback. This is what made Jaden Daniels the Rookie of the Year, was that he was able to pull this stuff off consistently, week after week, and was always able to get it done. So I ended the poll and it didn't show up. There we go. 80% for the Eagles, 20% for the Packers. Bo Nix is running up the middle once again. He gets about 5. He gets a 10-yard gain, maybe about 11 yards, and he gets the first down once again. Back-to-back first down plays for the Broncos, all 10-yard plus plays. These are all great plays by him. Again, like I said, you want to score before 12 minutes. They're at 13 minutes, and they're already roughly less than 20 yards away from the end zone. This is a great drive by them so far. Or they're about 22 yards. They fake the handoff, and it looks like they're going to call a timeout, probably Buffalo, to try and stop this bleeding. Yep, timeout by the Bills. Great timeout by Sean McDermott right there. In all honesty, it's a brilliant timeout. Your defense is getting cooked play after play. Call a timeout. Slow everybody down. Kill this Broncos momentum right there. 12 minutes and 51 seconds left. The Broncos are at the 22-yard line. Again, they're down 21. They need 3 touchdowns. You do not want to kick an onside kick. An onside kick is borderline guaranteed 3 points for the Bills. You're only going to need to get like 15 yards, and then it's over. So, yeah. Where was this in 2021? This is what you want to see if you're a Broncos fan. Granted, it's really late, so you're pretty much like already it's too little too late, but you never know, right? Postseason record, 1-3 in the divisional round. Joe Burrow would never. 3 of the 5 losses to Kansas City. Let's see what the Broncos do here. Again, that was an insane sequence they were having. Play after play after play. 13 wins being the most in their franchise's history honestly kind of shocks me. Bo Nix is in the backfield with 3 guys around him on 1st and 10 with 12 minutes and 51 seconds left. He just throws it almost immediately. Little check down out to the left. A very questionable play call. Every time they've been doing this sort of check down behind the line of scrimmage, it has not been working for them. And because they did that, they just lost 3 yards, and now they're about to lose over 30 seconds from this. Poor play call, not looking too good for them right there. Remember, they need a touchdown. A field goal really doesn't do them much good here. Second and 13 for the Denver Broncos right here. Bo Nix is in shotgun, 3 guys out to the left. When he evades the sack and he throws out to the right. It is going to be, almost a nice diving catch, but it is going to be incomplete. That would have been a huge catch, would have been a first down. Would like to see a replay of that, see if that was more on Nix or more on the receiver. It looked like it was just a somewhat just missed opportunity. Let's see. Bo Nix making the good move, throws it, and they're not showing the throw. There we go, they're showing the throw. That was a good try by the receiver. Could have been a slightly better throw, could have been a slightly better catch attempt. Not really much to say about that, just didn't work out. Good old Von Miller, the legendary Denver Bronco, playing against them today. 3rd and 13, the Broncos will have to go for it if they really want to have a chance in this game. And they call a timeout. That is a very, very poor thing to have to do right there. Broncos do not want to do this. They just wasted a lot of time right there in terms of the timeout. Obviously, that can save them up to 40 seconds later in the game. Very poor use of the timeout due to not getting the play call out quickly. Big, big loss right there for the Broncos. CBS college basketball, which I will not be watching. I'm sorry. I personally do not get the appeal of regular season college basketball. It's just, to me, it's like, if I can watch any sport that's on at this point in the year, if I'm going to watch regular season, there's hockey. You know what I mean? There's playoff football. There's a lot more stuff I'd rather watch. I'll wait till March to watch March Madness. 3rd and 13 again for the Broncos. They do need to get a first down here. They have to score a touchdown on this drive. Kicking a field goal really does nothing. All a field goal does, if we're being completely honest, is it allows you to do an onside kick and then give up a field goal and then not really have it hurt you aside from time. But you don't have much time to work with. You need to get a touchdown here. With that being said, I would not be too shocked with an end zone shot here. Just a little, shock one. Though you probably want to do is at least try to get the first down, get at least 10-ish yards, make it a very 4th and manageable. But we'll see. Bo drops back to throw. And he throws it over the middle. It's going to be caught at the 20. He's going to get up to about the 15, maybe the 14. Going to be a very, very short 4th down. About 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Again, solid play right there. Make it a very manageable 4th down. You only need to get a couple yards. Get those couple yards. Keep your drive alive. They got to get the line of scrimmage a bit faster. Again, there's less than 12 minutes left now. Like I said, at bare minimum, you need 11 minutes left on the clock here, or else you're kind of really stretching out your time. 4th and 2. They fake the handoff. He throws it quick out to the right, and he is going to be stopped just short. It looks like they put him a bit farther back than I would have, but even then, I still don't think he got it. There is a Bills defender that looks to be down. And they're going to have to get some help on for the defender right there. That was the Broncos' last shot right there. Let's see, they're showing the replay now. Ooh, yeah, he tackled him with his helmet right there. He just straight up tackled him with his helmet directly into his shoulder. That's definitely not what you want to see. I'll go into break now. I will say, I'd love to give a lot of credit to the defense, if we're being completely honest. That is on Sean McDermott right there in terms of getting that stop right there. That is brilliant coaching. Using a timeout to stop the bleeding. It's a lot of coaches wouldn't do that just because they wouldn't be thinking like the way they should. He called a timeout before it was too late. He stopped all the momentum Denver had, and they just didn't have it after that. Brilliant use of a timeout there by Sean McDermott. On the other hand, terrible use of a timeout by the Broncos, having to be forced to use one of them during that drive to end up accomplishing nothing. So in the end, great for Buffalo right there. They're going to get the ball back again. And like I said earlier with the punt that the Broncos did instead of kicking a long field goal, this Bills team has been killing you on the ground, and the more yards you allow them to have to drive, it actually benefits the Bills because then they can eat up more clock if they keep the ball. Again, the Broncos need to get a 3-and-out, not a 4-and-out. They need a 3-and-out. If they don't, it's really over. I mean, it's already pretty much over. I mean, there's a reason the Bills have a 99.7 win percent, but it's going to be really over if they don't get a 3-and-out here. Lowell is right. This is it's the Broncos. I mean, they gave it a good run. They made it to the playoffs. They're going to build on this for next season, but in the end, there's a reason why the Bills are a Super Bowl favorite and the Broncos were expected to get bounced in the first round. So you know what? Let's just do another one. Who wins this next game? The game that's tonight. Since we already did the other two, who wins tonight? So let's put this up. The Commies or the Bucks? Who wins tonight? My vote would be for the Commies. I think the Commies get the W tonight. I honestly do. I think the Jaden Daniels going to pull off some random BS again, and they're going to get the W. Though, like I said, I honestly am fine with either of these teams winning. I think they're both very likable teams. I'm glad that one of them is going to make it to the divisional round. I would argue that these are two of, if not the two, most likable teams in the entire playoffs. And I know some people might say it's a hot take, the Bills, Lions, and all that. I think the Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, two very likable players. Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels, two very likable players. So, yeah, I mean, this should be a really fun game. It should be a good one. We'll see who wins, but I think it's going to be a fun one. And then, of course, tomorrow's game, I think, is a really good game. I think the Rams versus the Vikings is a very sleeper matchup in terms of how good that one is going to be, how close that one's going to be. Either team could easily win that game, and either team could easily go to the Super Bowl or get bounced by nobody. Josh Allen is scrambling to his right. He's going to run for it, and he's going to slide about a 5-yard gain. Smart move, just slide, keep the clock running. Take off about another 30-ish seconds, still gain about 4 yards. Really solid play right there. I hope the Bucks win. Bucks are red hot. Bucks are either winning or getting cooked. I think it's more like the Vikings or Rams. The Vikings or Rams could either win the Super Bowl or get bounced by 30. Those two teams are so just erratic, you don't know what you're going to get. Are you going live for the Buccaneers Commies game? No, this is the only game going live. I wasn't even planning to do a playoff game live, but then I had time to do this one, so I was like, you know what, let's do this one. But this is probably the last NFL game I go live for. Play is going to be a rush, and he gets close to the first down, but he goes out of bounds about 1 yard shy. I might do one other playoff live stream, but I doubt it. This is probably the last live stream I'm going to do unless I do an off-season one until the opener for the UFL, but I don't know for sure. Never say never, but that's the plan was that last week's game with the Panthers-Falcons is going to be the last one, and then I'm doing this one. So who knows, but the plan is that this is the last stream until either A, an off-season stream again, or B, the UFL season opener. So it's going to be 3rd and about 1 for the Buffalo Bills. Again, they need to go for it no matter what. Josh Allen is going to run it and throw it, and he throws it. It is going to be caught for a first down. Not what you want to do with Broncos. The Broncos, you wanted to get that sack there. Allen throwing it there was a risky play, but they got it, and so now you're going to eat up even more clock. Clock has gone down past 10 minutes now. There's less than 10 minutes left. Broncos is still down 3 touchdowns. Again, there is still the poll to vote on. If you haven't already, also make sure to like this stream. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. I got the stuff in here. So, yeah, I have the stuff in here. So, yeah. 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Again, 28-7 right now. Ty Johnson is in at running back right now behind Josh Allen, who is under center. Ball is snapped. He pitches the ball off to Johnson, who makes a couple of moves, but still ends up losing about 2.5 yards. They're going to eat the clock down to past 9 minutes. Again, this is just masterful clock work. Even though they didn't get a ton of yards in that play, in fact, they lost yards in that play. You're still eating up clock. You're doing what you really need to do. Really smart football. You gotta love it. James Cook is still on the sideline right now. I see my outdoor cat through the window. He's just vibing. Gotta love it. 2nd and 11 for the Bills. In shotgun. 2 guys out wide to his left. He does a quick screen out there, and it is going to be... He makes a couple of nice spin moves and ends up gaining about 6 yards. It's going to be about 3rd and 5. Looked like he was about to lose 3 yards, and he ended up keep going. Bills running the ball like they should have last year. Yeah, James Cook has been really good this year. And I mean, even though he wasn't in for the last couple plays, that's a huge reason for it. Cook has just been really good this year, so you're able to have that 1-2 punch with Allen and him. Then you have a backup running back like Johnson, and you're just allowing yourself to have more. It's everything working together to make a really good cohesive unit. And the clock will go to under 8 minutes after this play is done. So again, the Bills are continuing to just milk this clock out. The 99.9% win for the Bills now. Not surprised. Josh drops back to throw. Clock is under 8 minutes. Throws a moon ball deep to the left. It is going to be caught up to about the 33-yard line. Huge pass and huge grab for the Bills right there. Again, Dawson, was that Dawson Knox? I believe that was. Another great pass and catch by the tight end right there. Let's see the replay. Ooh, it looks like that might get overturned, though. That might be overturned. They have to do this quickly. They get the playoff, so it will stand, even though it probably wouldn't have. And they gained about 7 yards on the play. They are now past the 30-yard line with 7.5 minutes left. Went for first touch fumble to one of the best in the league. He really was probably like the 3rd, 4th, 5th. Probably top 5 running back this year, for sure. You know, we still have the poll up. Who wins, the Commies or the Buccaneers? This is, of course, the game I think is going to be the overall best game between all of them, even though, well, second. But it's going to be the most fun. This or the one tomorrow night. I think the 2 primetime games from today and tomorrow are going to be really good, so got those to look out for. Josh Allen is under center, 2nd and 2. There's less than 7 minutes now in the game. Looks like Cook is back in the lineup. Hands the ball off to him on that play, and he gets the first down and about 1.5 yards more. They're going to be able to milk the clock almost to 5 minutes left, or almost to under 6 minutes. James Cook, Gibbs MVP. Gibbs has been playing really well. Getting David Montgomery back for that playoff game is going to be huge, even though it's still the big thing about offense versus defense. We'll see. The worst thing for a fan is seeing a play that should have been overturned and watching the team beat the refs to it. True, that definitely would have been overturned. It looked like he caught it initially, but then when they showed the replay, it showed that he was kind of holding the front of the ball, not fully. Hit the ground, would have been incomplete. But in the end, didn't really matter a ton. 1st and 10 for the Bills. Again, once this play is over, it'll probably be under 6 minutes. There's about 6 minutes and 8 seconds when he snaps it. And he's just throwing a quick ball out to the left. A deep shot, and it's incomplete. I get the idea, but I wouldn't have done that. I would have just kept milking the clock. You want to just end this game quick. You know, the faster you end it, God forbid you get another player injured because you end up making a couple more plays happen. I would have just ran it, you know, played it simple. But, you know, they went for it, is what it is. I see my cat again out there. Kept crossing the line of scrimmage because the refs weren't calling the countdown. Good old Riley Moss. Giving a thumbs up like like, bro, I get it. You made a good play. You're down by 21. 2nd and 10, 6 minutes and 5 seconds left for the Bills. James Cook is in the backfield. And it's going to be a false start penalty, it looks like. Nope, timeout called by the Bills. Again, this is very questionable play calling. I would just keep running it. You want to just end this game quickly. Do not risk injury. The worst thing that could happen is you do an extra play or two and you get somebody injured. Because if you do that, that's really bad coaching. And you should have just ran it in 1st down. You should have just ran it right there. If you take a 5-yard penalty, is what it is. Doesn't really matter. Still can't believe that all 3 of these games ended up being blowouts, which is wild. Chargers, man. Justin Herbert, bro. Not good. Good old Chiefs. I still want to see a wild card host a playoff game. I think that'd be really fun to see. Even though that's not going to happen, obviously, because the wild card's not going to win unless the NFC happens. It would be hilarious. Like, could you imagine, like, the Commies hosting, like, the Packers in the Super Bowl or in the NFC Championship? How funny that would be. That'd just be great, but who knows. Again, 2nd and 10 for the Bills with 6 minutes and 5 seconds left. eat this clock down to under 5 minutes, and it's just over. You know, the Broncos are just gonna do like Hail Marys basically the whole time. So yeah. Let's see, doing some more movements. Again, I would just run the ball here. Don't do anything else. You know, you don't need a first down. You already won the game, basically. You know, kicking a field goal just solidifies it even more. Let's see. Allen is in the backfield, one man to his right. Now to his left. Ball is snapped. Throws the pass over the middle. Is going to be caught. And it is going to be about 3 yards shy of the end zone. I just saw another cat outside. I don't know if that was my cat or not. And there is a flag now. Again, I get it, but like, I would just be trying to eat this clock out. I mean, if you're the Bills, you know who you're playing next week if you win. Penalty on the offense, they lose 15 yards for unsportsmanlike conduct. Honestly, that's like a big brain move. I'm not even going to lie. You got the first down. You lose yardage. You can just run the ball now. That's honestly a genius move, dude. If he did that on purpose, that'd be like hilarious. I know he didn't. Like, I doubt it. But if he did, that's genius. Don't want to see him taking those hits. He barely got hit. That was just a textbook clean, not even remotely rough tackle. And they're like, don't want to see him taking those hits. Like, come on. It is genius, bro. Take the 15-yard penalty to lose yardage, but get the first down to now run the clock out. Like, that's genius, bro. You're going to cut off like another minute and a half, 2 minutes right there. That's a good penalty to take. If I'm a coach, I'm like, dude, I know you didn't mean that, but if you did, genius. 1st and 10 now. Again, still just under 6 minutes. They were doing a great job milking this clock. Now they're kind of, you know, stopping it. They're not milking it as much as you want to. So now they need to go back to doing that. There we go. They're milking the clock down to under 5:50 now. Run the ball again. And the Broncos call a timeout now. They're probably going to put time back on the clock, I would assume. They should at least. I would hope they do. You know what I mean? Like, I hope they do, but we'll see. So that poll ended 83% for the Bucks, 16% for the Commies, and then of course you have one left, which I'll put up in a second. Now, I'm not going to put it up right now, but I'll pull it up in a second. Again, the Broncos call timeout. I would imagine they put time back on the clock, because if they don't, then that was a really bad timeout call, because you didn't really save any time. And that's the whole point of a timeout, so, you know. But we'll see. Interesting to see what they're doing. Good old Josh Allen actually having a good game today. Who would have thought? Dude, I sometimes hate how like stuff works when you're on YouTube now. It's just changed so much on the app. That's just terrible. They didn't put any time back on the clock. That was a really bad timeout because they ended up losing by like 8 seconds, and it's going to be about a 5-yard rush. That was a bad timeout because the whole point of calling timeout is so you don't lose clock, and he waited till they already lost a few seconds before he called it. That's just a bad timeout right there. So let's pull up the last poll of this one. Again, who wins the Rams or the Vikings? That is tomorrow's game. I personally have the Rams pulling off what some would say is an upset, as they are playing in Arizona, not LA, because of course the fires going on in California. I have the Rams winning. I think the Vikings will choke again. I think that we will see why Matt Stafford is a top 10 QB and why Darnold just was a good year but not a top 10 QB. So let me know what you guys think in that poll. 1st and 15 after another penalty on the Bills, but again, they're eating up more and more clock. Allen is going to throw it this time, and it's incomplete. Again, this is what I call really stupid play calling. Say it with me. Don't want to get injuries. And what they're doing is trying to get injuries. They are actively trying to hurt their own players, which is insanely wild. And if you're wondering how they're actively trying to hurt their own players, you run the ball. You are eating up a minimum of about 40 seconds on the clock when you include the play time itself and the time before you snap the next ball. So instead of doing that, you are instead throwing the ball, which is causing incompletions, meaning that you're taking longer to end the game. They should be running it here. There is no excuse for them to throw it there. They should only be running the ball from here on out. There we go. They ran the ball on 2nd and 15. They gained about 3.5 yards, maybe more, about 5 yards. Even though it's 3rd down, you run it again. You run it, eat up more clock, force the Broncos to end their last timeout or something, and then you kick a field goal. You have a 31-7 lead. The game's over. Simple. So hopefully they do that, because if they don't, they're just trying to get guys injured. This is what it comes down to. This is another one of those coaches that everybody, talks about him as a good head coach, but there's a lot of times where he does things like this where it might not be him directly, but if the people under you are doing this, is not good. Bills needed to win. Yeah, the Bills needed to win this game. If the Bills don't win this game, I mean, McDermott probably was going to get fired, because this is one of those games where, if you lost it, it's inexcusable to lose to a Broncos team that was a 7 seed and the clear 7 seed. And to most people, the clear worst team in the playoffs, with the only other team really being the Steelers that really weren't that good. But yeah. The Bills have had more rush yards than the Broncos have had passing yards. Not surprised. Though that's probably going to change the next drive. The Bills are probably going to score. Our Broncos going to score on prevent defense. I think Nope's right. He's already calling it. You're going to see some BS prevent defense, which never works, and it's going to be hilarious. 3rd and 10 for the Bills. I would just run it, eat up another 40 seconds on the clock, and then kick a field goal. There's no reason to go for a touchdown here. Yep, smart decision. They just run the ball. And he goes out of bounds. But, it's not that time yet, so it's still going to keep the clock going. Vikings could. Bills PTSD. Of course, we're already talking about Mahomes, bro. This game doesn't even matter. The Bills aren't even playing the Chiefs next round. Why are they glazing Mahomes when the game hasn't even started? Mahomes is pretty good. Yeah, not this year. I mean, he's still a great quarterback, but not this year. 2nd string Bills? Nah, they ain't going to do that. That'd be so bad. They're just going to eat up the clock fully. Going to call their last timeout. No timeouts left for either team. So clock is not going to stop really for anything, aside from, of course, incompletions and all that. 4th and 8, Bills are going to kick a field goal here and make it a 31-7 game, and they're just going to end this game. This is officially over, really, for the Broncos. Again, it was a good year, but it is what it is. Mahomes has been bad this year. Yeah, he hasn't been really that good. I mean, I don't think he's been horrible, if I remember correctly. His stats aren't the worst thing ever. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. He had almost 4,000 yards this year on a 67.5 completion percentage, 26 to 11 TD to interception ratio. I mean, it's not like he had a bad year. He just didn't have a good year, you know what I mean? He still had 245 yards per game, which isn't too bad. He still had a 93 passer rating. That's still really solid. He still had 7 game-winning drives. He had a good year. It's shocking he wasn't a Pro Bowler. I'm kind of shocked at that. Really? Wow. He probably will be an alternate, I would imagine. I mean, he also had, let's see. He had 300 yards rushing, 2 more TDs. But yeah, I got to look at this Pro Bowl roster. NFL Pro Bowl roster. I'm shocked at that. I'm glad because he shouldn't have been on it. But, I'm kind of shocked. Yeah, Burrow, Lamar, and Allen. That should be the 3 on offense. It's just shocking that that's what it is. All right, we still got time for the vote on this poll. Who wins, the Rams or the Vikings? So far, we got 2 people saying the Rams are going to win. 1 person saying the Vikings are going to win. Again, it's a very interesting matchup. It's 2 teams that really have been inconsistent as hell this year. 2 teams that easily could do really well or really poor. The Vikings are pretty much just Sam Darnold. It's whether or not he plays good. And then as for the Rams, it's just the team. It's an offense that can actually outplay the Bills, or it's a team that will do nothing against the 49ers the next week. Very interesting game. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that matchup. That one and tonight's matchup are both going to be really good. The next game is the one I'm probably going to do stuff during the game. Again, it's a playoff game, but I'm probably going to be doing things, go for a walk, do some more stuff in here and all that, instead of watching that game fully. I'm going to have it on in the background kind of game. It's just, I could really care less about either team. You know what I mean? I want Pro Bowl dodgeball. They need to just make the Pro Bowl about it, dude. Ain't nobody care about the flag football game. The game itself is awful. We just care about all the fun stuff. That's what makes the Pro Bowl good now. I mean, granted, like, all these leagues have been making them worse. Like, the NHL's reformat might be good, but, like, all these All-Star games all suck pretty much. Like, yeah, the baseball one is the best. Like, the best All-Star game is the baseball one. Because, like, they do enough stuff that's different to where it's still fun to watch, even if you're not playing for anything. It's definitely the best of all of them. The other games are just not good. Chiefs' second-round exit would feed families. I mean, again, I wouldn't be shocked at it. They haven't really been playing all that well. Oh my god, bro. Not this again. Josh Allen has like a little minor cut on his thumb, bro. They're acting like this is the worst thing ever. Should have had a regular game along with the fun stuff. I mean, hey, the Pro Bowl like sucked the last few years before they got rid of it. Like nobody was playing hard. Like hitting somebody hard was like unheard of. I mean, letting like Mac Jones score huge touchdowns. I mean, they just yikes. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see how the NHL rework is. Because in theory, the NHL should be the best all-star format now, followed by baseball, followed by, I guess, basketball? I don't know. No, probably football. I mean, dunk contest hasn't been that good, so probably football, then basketball. Their season is over. Bro, you ain't a Trubisky believer? You ain't believing in Trubisky to get the job done in the playoffs? Bills, Ravens, week 4, good old Derrick Henry. Josh Allen out for the year with that injury. If that was Anthony Davis, he would be, though. If that was, like, Anthony Davis or, like, Joel Embiid, oh, my God, that's a season-ending injury for them right there. I'm so glad the narrative is finally shifting to Joel Embiid not being a great player and being, like, overrated and, like, I've been saying that for years. I said his MVP was what people say Allen's is. It was an MVP they gave him because they felt bad he didn't win it, and he complained about it. Even though Jokic should have won it. Jokic should be on pace for like a 4th straight MVP. But he's not going to get it because of that. I'm glad that the overall media and fan base are starting to see what I've seen for years. And that's Joel Embiid is not that guy. He is like the second best player on his team when healthy. Because at least Tyrese Maxey always gives it his all. Embiid? Nah. He ain't trying. At least he ain't Ben Simmons though. I'll give him that. He ain't Ben Simmons bad, but he's pretty bad. He's bad because he just... You know what I mean. He's not a bad player. It's just bro gets like a toenail injury and he's out, and he's not going to win in the playoffs. Ben Simmons is actual trash. That dude is legitimately like... that dude was terrible. Alright, let's end this poll. We're going to end this 3-1 for the Rams over the Vikings. Lucas should win MVP last year. I don't know about that. Like, I'm a Mavs fan. Luke is my favorite player in the NBA, but like, no. I don't think he should have won it last year. I think it should have been Jokic. I believe last year was the Embiid year, right? Excuse me. Oh, man. Sacked Bo Nix. Oh, my God, that's great. Jokic won it last year. Yeah, he should have. Jokic should have won it. He was insane last year. Embiid should have never won it. Like, he should have not won it at all. MVP odds. Let's look at the NBA MVP odds while I'm over here. Currently, the favorite is Shea, followed by Jokic. Not too shocked. I know Shea, I've heard, has been doing great, but Jokic is just... I mean, Jokic is such a dominant stat guy. It's just, like, when you're a center, damn near averaging a triple-double, like, chill. You know what I mean? Like, chill, bro. Bo Nix with a deep shot. It is intercepted by Damar Hamlin. Oh, my gosh. They might call it incomplete, but who knows? Doesn't shoot himself, bruh. Oh, my God. Good old Plaxico Burress. What a legend. Damar Hamlin with the interception. That essentially ends the game. If I'm the Broncos, I'd just let him end the game. Like, it's over. You don't want to make this look even worse than it already does. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but I know Domantas Sabonis, random thing, just had like a 28 rebound game like yesterday or something crazy. Like just some stupid number of rebounds that hasn't been done in like a long time. Like, I mean, it's just crazy. 28 rebounds and set new records. Highest rebound total in a single contest this season. Franchise record for most this year. The highest ever against the Boston. Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to see when the last time. They're not showing the last time. But yeah, he had like some stupid thing. Let's see. Nikola Jokic is currently 0.1 assist away from a 30-point triple-double. Like, it's Bover. It is Bover. I agree. It is Bover. They're calling it an incomplete pass, so DeMar Hamlin does not get the interception. So for those of you, like, okay, so with Jokic, right, Russell Westbrook had one of the all-time best statistical seasons a few years ago. Like, a few years ago, I was being generous, but he had a 30-point triple-double, 31.6 points, 10.4 assists, 10.7 rebounds. Jokic is currently averaging 31.6 points, so he's averaging the same amount of points, 13 rebounds, and 9.9 assists on 55% from the field. Jokic that year was shooting from the field like 420. Like, Jokic is having a year where if he finishes this, it's just going to be like, I mean, if he gets a 30-point triple-double, averaging 13 rebounds, he's MVP. Like, I don't care what Shea did, Jokic deserves MVP. Like, that's just crazy. Bills get the first down. Or not, they just get like a few yards. The game is basically over. It's over. People do not respect this year's quarterback class and most of the class as a whole. I mean, it's mainly because everybody talks about QBs and all that, and like last year's had the super stacked wide receiver class and all that, and the great tight end with Bowers and all that, and it was supposedly a deep running back class, arguably. But like this year, you have two quarterbacks. You have Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Every other quarterback has essentially played their way down. Like Quinn Ewers has played down. Like Will Howard down, even though I think he might be coming back next year. Like, a lot of those quarterbacks that were expected to be first-round or second-round guys played worse. Like, Carson Beck ended up transferring because he probably realized his ass wasn't even going to be a day 2 pick with how bad he played this year for the most part. And it's just like, when you have last year's receiving class, this one's nowhere near as good. Quarterback class, nowhere near as good. It's just, it's one of those classes. Though they still have top talent. You have Abdul Carter, you have Travis Hunter, a few other guys, but yeah. So, I mean, it's not too shocking to see people saying, oh, well, the class isn't that good. Like, it's actually not that surprising to hear that. But at the same token, even the 2013 draft class, which was, like, the worst draft class of, like, the 2000s pretty much, you still had some guys that were good for a few years, like Ziggy Ansah was really good for a few years. Darius Slay was from that class, Travis Kelce. Even though Geno Smith was your best quarterback, and, like, DeAndre Hopkins currently has, like, been a good player, but he was great. Even bad classes still have big players. It's just, certain classes you're never really going to hit the same way. Like, 2017 staying power is insane with how many guys are still in the league from that class who are really good. 2018, even with the quarterbacks. I mean, you had 5 quarterbacks in the first round that year, and currently 4 of them are, like, arguably, this season alone, they're in the top 10, right? If you're doing a top 10 quarterback list based purely on what they did this year, Darnold's in that list. Based purely on this year. So you have 4 guys from one draft class in the top 10, which is crazy. And 2 of them are in the MVP conversation. Then you have Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen, bro, 9 mistakes picked ahead of me. What a quote. That really aged well. Surely it's not going to be what he's most remembered for, is him saying that. And then being the first and only one of those quarterbacks out of the league. Surely not, right? Surely he didn't get kicked to the curb after one season with a team after being the 10th overall pick, right? Nah, that didn't happen. Legendary quarterback, Josh Rosen. One of the most underrated draft busts in NFL history. Should be up there with the likes of Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf, and all those guys, yet he never does, and I don't know why. They failed Josh. I wouldn't say that. I mean, even when he got his time to play in Miami, he didn't look good. Like, there's a reason they played Fitzpatrick over him, because they were like, dude, this guy's not good. Is that an I Show Speed in this ad? Oh, my God. Justin Herbert in the ad, too? Oh, no, you got to pull this one. You don't want to see any Herbert ads for, like, the next 2 months. After what he did this year. Or what he did in the playoff game, I should say. Justin Herbert. Oh, yikes. Bro's gonna never get blamed for anything. It's wild. Herbert could legit throw like 20 interceptions in a game or in a season, and everybody would say it wasn't his fault. Next week, we get Baltimore at Buffalo. That's going to be a game. You know, though, if, like, whoever wins MVP, if the other one loses that game, oh my god, Twitter's going to have a field day when that happens. It's going to be hilarious. Okay, no way Tree said the best performance of these three was the Broncos. Like, no, they weren't. Yeah, the teams did not play this well, but the Broncos are the worst team in the playoffs this so far, for sure. Rodrigo scored a goal for Real Madrid. Let's go. I gotta look up the score. I gotta see if they're gonna get their trophy this year. Oh, they're not. They're down 5-2. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't watch that game. They even got a red card in the 56th minute, bro. You only scored one. Okay, so Real Madrid choked. Let's go. El Real Madrid, bro. El Real Madrid. Yeah, the wildcard game is really sucked. I mean, the Steelers-Ravens was the closest one. That's bad. But like I said, the NFC ones should all be really good. Well, the next one is either going to be really good or really bad. But the other one, two of them, they should hopefully be really good games. The NFC should be really good. So Real Madrid with a chance to win a trophy, the first trophy this year, like a real trophy, they are going to be beat 5-2 despite half the game Barcelona played with one man down. That is pathetic. I'm so glad I didn't watch that game. Did Modric even play? Yeah, at least he played. Did he score? I mean, did he assist? I know he didn't score. Did he assist? No, he didn't. Okay. Bruh, L game. L team, bro. So the Bills do pull off the W. Of course, this is a huge deal, obviously, when you're talking about what this overall means. The Bills now continue to win games. Though, granted, if you're Josh Allen hater, you're just going to say that, he hasn't beaten great quarterbacks yet. So it's a huge thing to see what ends up happening tomorrow or next week against the Ravens. It's going to be a very good game, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean, this was a game. It was close for a little bit, and I mean a little bit, but overall it was pretty clear who was going to win for the most part. Like I said this was going to be a 20-point blowout if Buffalo did not play like hot ass. And even though they did try to screw themselves, they did end up winning this game by over 20. So while my Super Bowl team is already eliminated, you can at least say I was right for 2 of my 3 initial wildcard picks. Hopefully I can go like 5 of 6 to at least feel a bit better. I hope the Texans win. That would be so funny if they pull off the W over the Chiefs, dude. Chiefs fans would be crying. I hope so. Again, thank you all for watching this. If you haven't already, make sure to like this stream. Think about becoming a community member for 99 cents a month to get team emojis, exclusive videos. Next month will be the 12th video for community members. That's a full 12 videos for it, as well as sneak peeks and all that. Again, be on the lookout for 2 videos that are currently scheduled for this upcoming week. The schedule ranking from easiest to hardest for the UFL, as well as my State of the Channel video for 2025. So, again, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great time. And as always, guys, have a great